All right, all right. Good morning. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm glad I don't have to think. Well, I just did. Oh, I'm glad I don't have to think about my free hit in Game Week 12 anymore. Although I'm sure I will be reminded of it during this stream. It's good to be here. Good to see you all. I think it's a big week in FPL this week, isn't it? Lots of managers thinking about using the chip. I think lots of managers also considering using transfers. It's a big week in FPL this week, isn't it? I have I have a decision to make. On whether I personally triple captain Haaland or not. And I think a few of you will have a decision similar. Or, of course, you've probably got the choice as to whether you use the free hit as well. So, yeah. Who have we got in the chat? Let's have a look. We got Baller X. He's saying, would definitely triple captain Haaland. Well, that is what I am currently doing, my friend. Let's just resize that a little bit. Bear with, guys. There you go, that's good, didn't it? So yeah, I have my free hit, so I will be triple captaining Haaland this week. I think the other thing, the only thing with Haaland, right, is these are his fixtures coming up, right? He's obviously got Leeds at home this week, which is we just moved the mic, which is a good fixture, and then we've got 14 Fulham away. You're not doing it then. He plays Sunderland at home in 15, and then he plays West Ham at home in 17. I think personally, the West Ham at home fixture could actually be better than Leeds at home, but you just don't know what's happening, do you, for that game? Like, anything could happen in that space of game weeks till 17. He could pick up an injury. Man City, you just don't know. So for me, he's going to start, right? Leeds at home is a good fixture. I think this is the week for me. Who else we got? George, good to see you. Cole's Air. Zexel, Timber, Cash and Doku, or O'Reilly, Gakpo and Collins. I would have O'Reilly and Collins. I wouldn't have Gakpo on a free hit. Honestly, I wouldn't touch Gakpo this week. Is Voltemada a sell? Not for me, I don't think. Oh, double Aston Villa defence. I'm not a big fan. Actually, I say that, and my free hit team will have double Villa defence in it. This is my free hit team. I think if money was no object, I'd probably pick something like this, and it does have double Villa defence, even though I've scoffed at it. I think this is probably up there with the best free hit team you can build, really. I'm not sure I'd pick any Spurs players, to be honest. Sanchez or Verbruggen. I'd probably say Verbruggen. Sanchez, Xhaka for the bench. Honestly, whenever Sunderland play at home, I think they've got a chance. And honestly, I think in the game against Bournemouth, they've got a real chance. You can see with my team, I've got a Semenyo issue at the moment. So there's basically two different routes to transfers that I can make this week. One does involve Semenyo, to be fair. Like, if I don't believe he will start, I will probably move Semenyo to like one of the cheap midfielders, and then for Krupi Jr. I'd buy Igor Thiago from Brentford. The other move, I think, if Semenyo is fit, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I've had enough of him in my team, is I'm thinking of selling Enzo Fernandez. Actually, I need to fix the news slide, don't I? Bear with, guys. How do I edit it? There we go. I will be triple captaining Haaland. Palmer fit and ready to start. Apparently, Palmer's fit and ready to start, which is the thing that would kind of put me off. Which would kind of put me off Enzo. The fact that Palmer is apparently ready to start, which is interesting. Yeah, I'm looking for info on Semenyo as well a second, because that's important for my team. Let's have a look. Okay, Semenyo is expected to be in tomorrow's squad. So Semenyo's fit. Well, that's good news on Semenyo. We need some other news. I will be triple captaining Haaland. Free hitters, definitely. I'm going to say I'll use my free hit on game week 12. Let's go with that for now. And any more news we get, we can add it to the ticker. We like a ticker. What else have we got? Oh, I need to mute Discord as well. Bear with, guys, because it's just going to keep going off throughout the stream otherwise. The FPL Cartel Discord. I'm going to go on Do Not Disturb for the next few hours. How do I do that? Do Not Disturb. 8 hours. There we go. Okay. Nixie, good to see you in the chat, mate. Lamens or Donnarumma? I'd go Donnarumma. I wouldn't sell Voltemada. Is Palmer a viable option? Yes. I'd probably wait until a couple more game weeks time for Palmer though. Doku over Foden for Amanda. Fair enough. Thoughts on triple City attack? The thing with Man City, and this is something my good mate FPL Tom found and pointed out about them. Haaland has, I think, amassed about 60% of Man City's total expected goals this season, which is more, I think, than any other player in the history of Europe's top 5 leagues. So in terms of the term, like, I don't think they are a one-man team, but in terms of the term one-man team, it couldn't be any more one-man than Haaland at the moment. So, yeah, I just think, not 100% sure on triple up on Man City attack. I'd probably have a defender in there as cover, to be honest. What else we got? Is it? I've already answered that. Free hit or triple captain? I think if I had unlimited choice this week, I would probably free hit. I think this week's a free hit week, and I say that after free hitting last week, so my opinion is shrouded by that. I free hit last week, and my team that I had originally would have scored more points than my free hit team. That is just one thing I'll say on the free hit, though. And it's, I guess, similar to triple captain as well. But on a free hit, you're at the mercy of 90 minutes for each of your players. You know, on the most part, when you pick an FPL asset, you're doing so for a longer period of time than just 1 week. But on a free hit, this is nothing rocket science I'm saying here, but you are betting on 11 individual outcomes over one game week's period of time. So you are basically placing, it is a gamble. So if it doesn't pay off, you have to be prepared to, I think, get hit by some variance basically in the course of a week. I wouldn't be a sack. So yeah, that's my overall thoughts on the free hit. Fernandes or Salah? I'd probably have Salah. Yo, I'm playing triple captain this week. Should I play Van de Ven over Senesi or Senesi over Richards? Or Van Dijk over Senesi? Yeah, I'd probably play Van Dijk. I would. I don't back the Bournemouth defence at all. In my mind, I think Liverpool are more likely to keep a clean sheet than Bournemouth. But it's close. I'm probably going to eat those words. Speaking of Liverpool, good to see you, Abby. Hope you're all keeping well. I'm so incredibly Doku or Foden for me. I think the good thing about Man City this week is Pep obviously fully rotated his squad in the Champions League against Leverkusen in the week. So I think you can predict, based on who he started against Leverkusen, who is going to play this week. Basically, the 11 that didn't play against Leverkusen are going to be the 11 that played this week, I think. Nixie is so incredibly torn on what to do. Been going back and forth, God knows how many times. I want Thiago, but I don't know who to sell between Voltemada and Mateta. Oh, mate. Mateta's got Burnley in 14, but there's always a chance that he gets benched for that game. And then it's Fulham, Man City, Leeds. Voltemada. Where art thou, Voltemada? There he is. Everton, Tottenham, Burnley, Sunderland. There's nothing in it really, is there? Let's be honest. And then Wissa, he'll be back fit soon. When's his expected return date? Oh, he'll be back soon, I'm sure of it. I'd get a coin out, Nixie. Flip a coin. Or we can consult the chat. Chat, who would you rather sell next week? Oh, sorry, this week. Out of Mateta or Voltemada? Alex, it's great to see you, my friend. I hope you're keeping well. Sorry for my squeaky chair. I don't mind Declan Rice. Yeah, he's as good as any, really, at that price point. The thing I would say on Declan Rice is I still think Thiago from Brentford is better for the same price, even though he's a different position, if that makes sense. I know he's a different position, but I think if you're looking at Declan Rice, I have a feeling you've only got two strikers, and I think Thiago is better. Is O'Reilly or Diaz? No, I'm going to pick Timber this week, mate. One of my transfers is going to be Gabriel to Timber. Pretty much 100% guaranteed I'm going to do that. In fact, shall I just do it now? Get that out of the way. I'm going to do that now because I'm sure that that's the move I want to make. So let's do that now. Ooh, budget is running low, ladies and gents, but we're all good. Gabriel is out for Timber. There we go. We've successfully made a transfer. That's when we find out Timber's injured just before the deadline. Any news on Pope? Yeah, he's a doubt for this week, isn't he? That's it, really. What's up with Mateta? There's nothing up with Mateta. I think there's just a chance he could get rotated. His minutes could be under threat, basically, from Nketiah. Good to see you, Liam. Are you on your way to Portsmouth today? I bloody hope we win, mate. The Wrexham game was painful. Do you have any replacements for both Njai and Sarr in Game Week 15? Igor, Thiago. Yeah. Igor, Thiago. Semenyo's an option if you don't have him. Sorry, Rebecca, you've been asking me that question. Njai or Caicedo, what's the context of that question? Are you making a permanent transfer? Are you benching? Or are you on a free hit? Because, yeah, need a bit more context. Sorry, that's probably why in my brain I kind of ignored that. I do apologise. Van der Ven or Cash on a free hit? Alex, I would. That's my free hit team. Oh, Rebecca, my gut feel is I would play Njai this week. I think I'd play Njai. They got Newcastle at home. Newcastle probably going to have to... Well, they've got Ramsdale, haven't they, I guess? But they've got such a poor record away from home, the Newcastle. And I'm not necessarily saying that Newcastle can't score, because I think in my free hit draft video, I actually picked Voltemada for some reason. I don't know, I have a feeling about him this week. But at the same time, I don't think Newcastle win the game. So I'd still think Njai is a good option. Go back to Goovy's question. Honestly, I think when AFCON happens, I'm tempted to go for a 4-3-3, to be honest with you. And like it's Munoz maybe, or another defender, and like Thiago in a front three. That's how I think you replace those midfielders, to be honest. In my mind right now, that's how I do it. What else we got? Is Semenyo going to play? Yeah, he's back and fit and ready in the squad apparently. According to Iriola. There you go. Look at the ticker below my team. It's got all the latest news. Yeah, well done, Jack Hutch with Rogers. Welbeck or Thiago to replace João Pedro. Hopefully that helped. Who was asking me that? I don't know. My brain's going everywhere at the moment. Hopefully that helped you, Rebecca. My little monologue there. If you had to choose two of Richards, Burn and O'Reilly long term, I'd probably say Richards and O'Reilly. Minte or Fernandez? I've got to go for the points dodger, Bruno Fernandes, mate. Chalobah, Calafiori, Caicedo, Senesi, Semenyo. Bench 3. Bloody hell. I would bench Chalobah, Caicedo, and Senesi. Should I sell Longstaff to Anderson? No, I wouldn't make a change for a bench player. There's no need in my mind in FPL to do a sub this week to improve your bench. I wouldn't do it. I just don't think there's a need to. Should I go Cash and Timber or Virgil and Calafiori? My gut feel says Cash and Timber. The mugs, well, thank you, mate. The mugs are available on my store. This one's a little bit grubby today, apparently. So ignore that. But the beautiful mugs are available on my store. I don't know how I can send you a link. I'll put a link in the chat to my spread shop if you wanna get a mug. I don't really advertise the mugs too much because I feel like there's quite a few things that I do in the FPL space now, and if I advertised everything in every video, it would probably be a little bit too much. So let's give you a link. So here is the link to my mug. Oh, it's too long. Oh, bloody hell. I can't put it in the chat then. The link is too long. That's great. There should be, if you go on my channel, there should be a store, basically. Look on there. Or on my latest video, they'll be advertised below it. Hopefully that helps, like I said, Rebecca. Do you think Gibbs White will play? I think there's a bit of doubt about him, isn't there? I'm not sure. Ethan, gonna free hit? Should we flick between? There's my team. There's my free hit team. If you had to choose, I've already answered that. Start 2, Van der Ven, Richards or Senesi. Or who have Tottenham got? They have Fulham at home. I'd say Van der Ven and Richards. I've never been so unsure about my team this week. Bench boosters gone, and I could have Mbumo, Gordon, and Senesi on the bench. You got your free hit? Who do you think will win, Chelsea or Arsenal? Honestly, I just think Chelsea. I just think Arsenal look unstoppable at the moment. I was talking about it in the FPL Cartel yesterday. I just think Arsenal look ridiculous. I think they'll win. Get Rice and Mbumo instead of Bruno and Njai. That doesn't make sense to me. I've already got triple Arsenal as well. If you're talking to me, I've already answered that on the benching. Best back 3 out of Timber, Gahey, Van der Ven, Senesi or Keane, excuse me. I think it's Timber, Gahey, Van der Ven. Although Keane has been... Oh, Michael Keane's absolutely smashed it, hasn't he, recently? If I captain Haaland, I might want him to blank. Yeah, that is true. Double Brentford T. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. It's not going to feel very tough to get a green arrow while not use it. Yeah, I would agree. But it's only 1 week if you're not using a chip. Bench boosting this week. Hopefully, Dan Burn. I think you'll be fine. What would the best midfielder for this game week be? Your thoughts? It's probably still Mo Salah, closely followed probably by Rodgers, I guess. Just given how bad, Wolves are. Do you think Ekitike and Semenyo will play? Well, as I know it, Ekitike is a bit of an injury doubt, so I think Isak starts. I do think Semenyo plays. Best replacement for Ekitike is Igor Thiago, I think, from Brentford. I had a link to a mug when I clicked this video. Jokes, mate. Oh, I love that. Well, hopefully it's my mug, or was it someone else's mug? Who do you I've already answered that as well. How many times have you asked me that? Would you sell Gakpo? Oh, God. Do you have any Liverpool fans in the chat? What do you think Gakpo will play today? Sorry, folks. There we go. That's my team. And yes, I've hit the button. You can cancel your triple captain as well. So I've hit it with no fear. Sorry, Gakpo playing today. I apologise. You know what I mean. It's weird the kickoff times tomorrow. I don't know why the Premier League have done that. A 12 PM kickoff on a Sunday is weird. And then 2:05. What's going on with that? Or is it just in case there's added time or something? Oh, policing. Okay. Policing. What would that be? Oh, because West Ham are at home as well. Okay. Bench Rice or Enzo? Oh, God. I'm probably saying Rice, mate. Enzo is the leading midfielder in the... I'm saying this as someone who's looking to sell Enzo Fernandez this week. But... So you're... I just not... RV72423. My answer to your question is still Thiago. There is no better striker bar Haaland than Thiago, I don't think. Yeah, it's a tough one, Pom Tom, on whether I'd sell Voltemada for Thiago based on the fixtures that Thiago has. Should I get rid of Pope for a hit? Nah, don't do it for a hit. Not worth it for a hit. Glenn, I'm not quite sure I understand your question. Good morning, Paul. Good to see you. Can I get some tips for my team? Mark Dash, I can give you some tips, but I'm not sure what to do with that information I've given you. You put another message in the chat, mate. Not a problem. What is that? That's not an FPL ID, so I don't really know what to say to that. Hopefully that's not... It's your team name. Let's have a look. So yeah, by the way, as part of this stream, I will do some team reviews on Twitter, but as one of the benefits you get as a member of the channel is whenever you ask me in the chat, I'll review your team. So we're going to do that for this team. So if you send a super chat or become a member, I will do that. Members know how it works. Send me your FPL ID and I will have a look at your team. Or you can do a super chat, of course. I would almost consider Thiago essential. Like RV's comment there about Thiago. I disagree wholeheartedly. I think Thiago is mega. This is Fantasy Football Hub, by the way, and there is a link for Fantasy Football Hub in the description if you wanted to use this tool for yourself and sign up. So let's remove my team. Emmanuel, I quite like Munoz this week. I do quite like him. CWBS 2. There he is. Honestly, mate, I'm looking at this team with Palmer back for Chelsea. I don't know how many free transfers you've got. With Palmer back for Chelsea, I would worry about him. I would do this, I think. I'd probably do that. And I think I'd sell João Pedro for Thiago this week. And quite honestly, the rest of the team is absolutely fine. Declan Rice is not perfect this week, I don't think, but he's absolutely fine. I would probably do João Pedro to Thiago. I'd really worry about João Pedro's minutes coming up with Palmer being back in the team. I know he got off to a really good start for Chelsea, but let's be honest, he has... I don't know. I don't think his place in the Chelsea team is secure by any means. So I would probably... And he's playing Arsenal. In before he scores like 3 goals this week, but you know what I mean. I think I would do João Pedro to Thiago. Honestly, Dylan Cheese, best Man City mid, I wouldn't pick any of them. Quite honestly, I wouldn't pick any of them long term. Would you have Foden plus Potts or Doku? I'd have Foden and Potts, mate. Should I play Sarr or Minte? I'd probably play Minte. I've got no faith in Ismaila Sarr after my Gameweek 12 wildcard. Start 3. What an interesting team. That must be a draft, surely. Van Dijk. Caicedo. I just don't know who's going to play out of Bernardo and Reinders. Should you have a look at some predicted teams to help? Let's have a look. So this is a really good resource to use, by the way. There's a Twitter account called Jump the Wave. I don't know if anyone's checked this out before. By the way, I will do team reviews on X, but I will do it upon hitting 100 likes. So if we get 100 likes on the stream, so if we're there, we've got 250 people watching at the moment. If we hit 100 likes on the stream, I'll do some team reviews. And if you haven't already, you're enjoying the stream, or want to help me out, please could you leave a like rating and subscribe to the Golden Goal channel? I would really appreciate that. Yeah, leave us a like rating and subscribe if you haven't already. We're trying to hit 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We're very close. We're on, I think, about 19,500 at the moment. It would be amazing if we could do 20k subs by the end of the year. And if you can help me get there, I'd be very, very grateful. So yeah, please do like and subscribe. Right, so what Emma does is she gets a group of 10 to 20 fans from each team every week to predict the Paul, remind me when I've done the lineup predictions, and we'll have a look at your team, mate. Same goes for any other members. If I missed your message, is that okay, Paul? I don't want to interrupt the flow. So yeah, and I think it's probably, up until you get leaks, the best sort of resource for predictions. So they've got Sanchez, James, Chalobah, Fofana, Cucurella as the starting 4. Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez will play. Then it's Neto and João Pedro. The rest of the team is a mare, really. 89% have got João Pedro playing. The rest of the Chelsea team is impossible to predict by the looks of it. So that's Chelsea. Who else have we got? There will be a list somewhere. There we go. So this is Arsenal. I think the team sort of picks itself, really, apart from the third attacker. So it looks like it'll be Raya, Timber, Saliba, Hincapié, and Calafiori. Zubamendi, Marino and Rice, Eze, Saka, and then Madueke has a slight chance of playing as well. I think Martinelli, Madueke, Odegaard, Norgard and Mosquera are all on there, but I think there's 10 players pretty nailed for Arsenal this week. That was Arsenal. Let's move on. Villa is going to be Martinez, Cash, Konsa, Pau Torres, Luka Dean, 100% likely, according to the fans, to start. Tielemans, Kamara, McGinn midfield, Rodgers, Watkins, and then one of Marlon or Buendia alongside them by the looks of it. Brighton. Anyone interested in Brighton? There's the prediction. Minte's 100%. Liverpool. Loads of fans predict Liverpool. We've got Alisson, Virgil van Dijk, Canate, Robertson. Who'd you play right back then? Guess it's between Szoboszlai and Joe Gomez, I guess. Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Curtis Jones, Salah, Gakpo, Isak. So, Ekitike, not going to start. Isak, 100% to start. Man City. I think basically it's quite easy to predict Man City this week because it will be the team that didn't play last week. So it's going to be Donnarumma, Nunez, Ruben Diaz, Guardiola, O'Reilly, Gonzalez, Bernardo Silva, Doku, Foden, Cherki, Haaland. So, yeah, someone was asking me about Bernardo Silva versus Reinders earlier. This is why I did this. It looks like Bernardo Silva is more likely to play than Reinders. So, there you go. Man United, Lamens in goal, Dalot, Mazwari and Euro are sort of 50-50. Delict, Luke Shaw, Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, Ahmad, and Mbumo, Mount and Xerxes. Newcastle, Pope and Ramsdale are still a little bit split. So some people suggesting Pope could still play. So we'll see. Livramento, Teal, Byrne and Hall in their defence. Tonali, Bruno G, Linton, Murphy, Barnes, Voltemada. So no Gordon in the team. Tottenham, Vicario, Porro, Van der Ven, Danzo, Udogi, Polinia, Bergval. There's a bit of a mire really as who's going to play, but looks like Kudus and Kolo Moani are the nailed ones. And that's it for the predictions. But hopefully people will find that useful. Paul, we'll have a look at your team. 29463. 29463. 29463. So here is Paul's team. He's basically got a free hit team. I probably wouldn't. If you can, I would consider making moves to do Sarr to Igor Thiago. But honestly, starting this team this week is probably absolutely fine. And I'll just consider maybe Dubravka over Sanchez. But honestly, the team is fine, mate. It's a really good team. Really, really good team. Oh, you told me you did something, actually. I'm going to go back. You took a silly -4. Thiago in for Mateta and Sanchez. You know what? I don't hate it. I don't actually hate it. I probably wouldn't have taken the hit for it, but the players you brought in are good. Score predictions? I haven't. Before we do score predictions, I've got a few things to take you through in that regard, actually. If you haven't already, I'm sure it'll be live at this point in time, but I've started a little JV, a little joint venture with my good mate FPL Tom. I'm so glad we could work together on something, to be honest. We've been good mates for a while. He makes cracking FPL content. It's really nice to be able to collaborate with him. I'm sure we'll have a little cohort of people this morning that will flick between our two deadline streams, which is totally cool, by the way. I've done a little venture with him. It's called the FPL Cartel. It's an exclusive. Bear with. It's a little exclusive group, all managed in Discord. So you pay a fee every month and you're in an exclusive Discord with the two of us. So we're in there all the time giving you advice on your team, except right now because we're live on YouTube giving you advice for your team. But when the stream finishes, we'll be on the cartel together, giving you advice on your team, stuff like that. And there's an exclusive weekly podcast as well. So we'll share a private link to the stream in the Discord every week, and we will record a podcast every week, which is obviously exclusive to Cartel members. So if you're interested in that, you like the two of us and wanna get involved with the Cartel, there's a link in the description below. I think we've got a few people in here already that are members of the Cartel. Let us know if you're in the Cartel already. But there is a 30-day free trial as well when you sign up. So when you sign up, I think you have to put your details in to join, but you can cancel if you don't fancy it. So it gives you a chance to try it out. Someone asked for my score predictions, so here they are. I won't read through them. I'll leave them on screen. I'll let you decide if you agree or not. But yeah, it's also, I think what's nice about a group like the Cartel is, yeah, the two of us are in there, but there's some other really good FPL or fantasy football managers in there too. So it's not just me and Tom that are giving advice, and the group helps each other, which is really nice. There's a really good vibe in there. Is that something that's being requested, a combined deadline stream? We'll have to see. Maybe that is something we could do in the future. I'm not sure if it would be an every week thing, but it'd definitely be cool to do a couple, wouldn't it? We could give it a go and experiment. The thing is, it would be unfair to do it on just one channel, because I feel like both of us should, in the nicest way possible, should benefit from the views and exposure it would get. So if there was a way where we could stream it on both of our channels, I think that would be cool. Or we could alternate channels. Yeah, I like that. City and Leeds is 4-8 now. I've got City winning 4-0. I think that's a fair prediction. I don't think there's going to be many clean sheets this week. I know, so I've just bought Timber. I know I'm predicting Arsenal to concede 2 goals. But at the same time, honestly, I think Arsenal are as likely to keep a clean sheet this week as they are to concede 2 goals, genuinely. Should I spend 4 points on Thiago? It depends who you're selling. I looked at your team, didn't I? I didn't know if you've made transfers already. I probably wouldn't. It depends who you're selling, really, Mark Dash. Matilde is saying, as a City fan, I think there's a good chance Marmoush plays ahead of Doku. Interesting, considering their options and their playing style. Fair enough. Matilde is a City fan. Who would you say is the most likely midfielder to play? Is it just Foden? I mean, for me, if he missed out in the Champions League, I think Foden definitely starts this weekend. I don't think there's a question that Foden plays. In fact, I'd be really shocked to see Foden not play. Free hit, or I'm on the cartel, sorry guys. Free hit or triple captain this week. Free hit if you have it, I think. But it all depends on your team. Salah or Thiago for captain? No, you got a captain Haaland this week, mate. There's absolutely no question that Haaland is the best captain this week. If you don't have Haaland, you should... Mark Dash, I've already answered that question, mate. Yeah, Leeds away in 14 for Chelsea, but I think there could be some rotation for Chelsea because the deadline is Tuesday, so it's a midweek game week. By the way, I've taken Tuesday afternoon off work to do a deadline stream, so we'll be live on Tuesday for that. But yeah, I think there could be some Chelsea rotation for that game. Morning, lad. Start Tarkowski or Van de Ven? If you've got a coin, get it out, flip it. Heads is start Tarkowski. My free hit is Sells, Milenkovic, Cash, Munoz, Cherky, Foden, Rogers, Salah, Sharda. Interesting. Back in Forest, eh? Not sure I'd go double. Not sure I'll go double Brighton. Double Forest against Brighton. I want to sell João Pedro for Thiago. I'll put that to the chat because I really can't decide. I need some time. So Mark Dash in the chat is kind enough to send me a super chat. So I think we can also look to the chat to help with this one. So he is looking to sell Thiago to João Pedro for a hit. Sorry, João Pedro to Thiago for a hit. I've got multiple things going through my head about it. The first thing is he probably does start the Arsenal game. But then he plays Burnley midweek. Palmer is due, well, he's fit and ready to go apparently. I'm not sure he starts this weekend, but Palmer is fit and ready to go. So that adds to the competition, obviously, for João Pedro's place. I also am not sure that João Pedro plays against Leeds midweek. So I'm not sure I would do it for a hit. As much as I like Thiago this week, I would be scared of doing the move for a hit. Can't stand Semenyo anymore. Tarkowski it is, mate. Leave it up to the coin. Yeah, I'll show my free hit. Would I start? I would probably start Enzo, mate. Honestly, I'd start Enzo, I think. Bear with. We've got 300 people watching the stream at the moment, which is amazing. Thank you, everyone, and hello. I'm sure we got some new people. If you haven't already, please leave us a like rating, because if you get to 100 likes, I'll do some live team reviews on Twitter. So I'll do a tweet, reply to the tweet with your screenshot of your team, and I'll review it. And also, we're trying to hit 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We're closing in. We're close. But yeah, if any of the 287 people that are watching haven't already subscribed and could, I'd be very grateful. That will help me very much on my goal to 20k subs. I'd be very grateful if you could help me do that. What else have we got in the chat then? That was my free hit, Mohammed, by the way, that you saw on screen there. I would probably start Enzo over Anderson. Ashan, in addition to stats and eye tests, there's this magical thing called predicted minutes, right? And I think Foden's minutes are going to be better than Doku's this week. Yeah, I agree, Nixie. People saying they're sick of Semenyo, but quite honestly, with this crazy rotation we could be about to see, I think Semenyo could still remain one of the best players in the game with how many minutes he plays. Honestly, I think he'll play every minute. Paul, 94 kg this morning. I love to hear that, mate. Well done, you. Well done, you. Keep going. What is your end goal? What's your end? Do you have an end goal weight, or are you just trying to lose some? Who would you replace? No, I wouldn't get rid of Semenyo based on what I just said. Oh, honestly, Gakpo on a free hit? I've no idea. I probably wouldn't do it. I'd probably go Rodgers, Sharda, or just go like a defender instead. I don't have a good feeling about Gakpo. Sorry, that's just my thoughts. Foden for Njai this week, or wait for next week to do a double free transfer with Saka in for Semenyo or Anderson for Njai. I actually don't rate either. I just keep hold of Njai. I actually don't think Njai v Newcastle home is that bad. Depends who else you have managed to boo, to be honest, in terms of a free hit. Because I think you're free hitting more for not just Thiago, and no one's going to free hit for Haaland. Everyone's got Haaland in their team. So yeah, I don't think... Yeah, I think you can still do it even if you own those two. I would start... I don't know, David. I don't know. Is that your 5 defenders? Gut feel is Coyote, definitely. Timber. Probably T or Lacroix. I wouldn't start for Fana. I wouldn't start for Fana. The rest I'd be okay with. My pleasure, Mohammed. You going live for the midweek? No, I'm going live, mate. I took the afternoon off work. We're all good. I've got a massive week next week. I've got a second channel. You can see the scarf there, where I talk about the team that I support, Bristol City. I got invited on BBC Radio Bristol, our local radio station from the BBC, to talk about Bristol City on Monday night. I've been on before as well, and they invited me back on. So I'm really excited about that. So that's happening on Monday. And then we're live for a deadline stream on Tuesday. So it's all going on. Honestly, the amount of content and YouTube football related stuff I'm going to do over the course of the next week is going to be mental, and I'm loving it. Very excited. The possible swing with the amount of free hits, absolutely. That's one lesson I would take away from my free hit last week that didn't go very well. Would I change my decision? Probably not. But one thing I would bear in mind is that if you're using a free hit on a single game week, there is so much variance that could happen. You know, you are picking 11 players for 90 minutes. So you're placing a bet on 11 players to perform well over 90 minutes, and anything could happen in that time. It's basically, I don't do football betting for that reason, because there's so much uncertainty in the game. And I think by free hitting on a single game week, you are basically placing 11 sports bets in your FPL team. So yeah, I think there's a lot of variance that could happen, but I still think free hitting in this week is a good play. I'm glad to hear that, Paul. Let's see. I hope hope it continues to go well for you, mate. Sounds like you've been very disciplined. Maybe give yourself a couple of days off over Christmas, though. Probably more goals in the Man City game than the other 4 put together. We'll see, mate. You're probably right. Bench Mateta this week to play 5 in midfield. Actually, I genuinely think I prefer Mateta to Caicedo and Rice. Anderson goal. Fair enough. We'll see. Wanted to do Grealish for Rodgers, but only have one free transfer and Pope might not play. I think most people have Dubravka in goal, who plays Brentford away, and I think that's not too bad. I think that's why you have Dubravka on your bench, isn't it? And there's also a chance that Pope could play as well. I probably wouldn't do anything to my goalkeeper if I had Pope. Or, if you have it, you free hit. I would start Mukiele and Njai. Or Sarr. Njai and Sarr is 50-50. Bench Szoboszlai or Van der Ven. Gut feel says Van der Ven, mate. KDH or Semenyo. I'd still pick Semenyo. Of that lot, I think I'd put Senesi on the bench or Lacroix. That's your two to decide between. Or that's really tough actually, because you could bench one of your Arsenal defenders as well. Now, gut feel is Senesi or Lacroix to the bench. If you get a red arrow, you have to wear a Bristol Rovers shirt. We'll see. I feel like my Bristol accent comes out when I'm with other Bristolians, to be honest. 10 more likes. Yeah, if we do 100 likes, I'll do some team reviews on Twitter. Bench 2, Mbumo, Enzo, Minte. Oh my god. No, I'm not deciding. That's impossible. There must be other players in your team that you could bench. I'm not having that the best team for you is 3 in midfield. I'm not having that. Is it crazy to go Cherky instead of... No, I think Cherky is probably decent, to be fair. I just think Foden is the one, though, but Cherky is decent. I agree, Paul, on Villa. I think Villa are the team that I have doubts about on the free hit. Free hit 16 is viable, yeah. It's really hard to say without knowing all the context of your team, but I think it's viable. Richards or Pedro, I'd still probably give it to the forward. I'd probably say Pedro. Like to hear that, Paul? What did Salah do to be in free hit teams? I don't know, mate. It's just, I feel like when I look at most free hit teams, I feel like the final 2 attackers are quite hard to pick this week. The best Brentford defender this week for me is Collins. I think he's the best. Don't really need to think too long about it, to be honest. Is triple Brentford attack crazy? I think it is. I think Collins is a really good shout for your free hit. Just going back to it, because we're juggling the two, that would be my free hit team, I think. I would certainly play 4 of them, mate. Bench Ballard or Senesi. I'd have to say Senesi. Bench Keane or Senesi. That is a 50-50. We already did a 50-50 between Tarkowski and Senesi, and someone flipped a coin and it said Tarkowski. So I'd probably say Keane, but you're basing that off of someone's coin flip. Yeah, like I said, if you haven't already, 100 likes, and I will do some public team reviews on Twitter. So I'll do a tweet and look at your teams. If you're free hitting, I can give a review of your free hit team. We'll do that if we hit 100 likes. My counter currently says 94. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Golden Goal channel. We're trying to hit 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I'm just going to have a look and see what we're on at the moment. We are on 19,493. So we're closing in. So yeah, if you could subscribe to the channel, I'd be very grateful. What do you think of Calafiori? I'm guessing you're typing free hit. He's not bad. I would probably pick Timber though, to be honest. I've used my free hit, mate. I've already used it myself. I'm triple captain in Haaland because I used my free hit last week. Don't ask me about my free hit last week. Right, we just did 100 likes, so I'm going to do a tweet. Bear with. If you're watching No Thiago. I haven't brought him in yet. I think I'm going to transfer Thiago in. Hashtag FPL. There we go. So that tweet, and I will view the tweet and post it in the chat. How do I share a tweet? Ooh. Oh, come on. I'm going to pin it as well. Pin message. There we go. Reply to that tweet for a team review. We'll give it a couple minutes to let the tweets come in. No, I'm probably going to regret this. But this is my logic, right? I'm thinking Semenyo is going to play this week, right? The fixtures are all right. And the thing I like about Semenyo is he's just a nailed-on 90-minute man, and I think he's going to play every game. Whereas Enzo Fernandez, with Palmer coming back, I wonder how much of a share of returns Enzo will lose as a result. He will obviously probably lose penalties to Cole Palmer. Palmer is just the talisman of Chelsea, right? He's playing the best defence probably in world football this week. So it's a tough game. And then he's got Leeds away in Gameweek 14, where I think there's a chance of rotation. And then, yeah, the fixtures are okay, but Palmer will be back for those games, taking away his penalties and probably a share of open play attacking returns. So my thinking is I sell Enzo for a minimum priced midfielder like a Freddie Potts or a Josh King. And then I upgrade Krupi Jr. to get Igor Thiago in. The only thing about Igor Thiago, right, is he plays Arsenal in Gameweek 14. But I think long term he's a really good option. But the fixtures are not bad at all. I mean, they play Arsenal and then they get good again. I think Tottenham away is a fine fixture for Brentford. And then it's Leeds and Wolves, which I think are good games as well. So, yeah, that's my overall thoughts and the move that I'm thinking of making. But then it does leave me with a bit of an issue in Game Week 14 with who I bench and play. But at the same time, I think right now in FPL is the time to use your transfers, because when we get to Game Week 16, we get 5 free ones for AFCON. So, yeah. Right, we've got a load of bloody hell. Bloody hell. My notifications have gone mental. So let's have a look at people's teams. I'm going to change the title of the stream a second, actually. Live team reviews. Oh, I didn't pin the tweet, did I? I pinned the wrong message. Sorry. There we go. So, let's see. Cortex. A beautiful free hit team, my friend. Love it. I've got no comments, mate. It's a good team. Thank you for sharing that in the chat. Matilde. This doesn't look like a free hit team, but I think it's absolutely fine. You don't need to make a transfer. Buying O'Reilly for Burn. Yeah, you could do. Yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate it. Goovy in the chat. Yeah, good team. Good team. You don't need to make a transfer. You don't need to... Yeah, I like it. TTV for Fana. Triple Chelsea on the bench. I like how you used all your chips in the space of like 5 weeks as well. It's a good team, this. Yes, it's absolutely fine, this team. 3 free transfers, haven't touched it yet. I would do Gabriel to Timber. I would do... I would start Voltemada over Caicedo. I think that's all you really need to do. The rest of the team's fine. Like, I don't really see where the transfers come from, really. Honestly, Gabriel to Timber and starting Voltemada over Caicedo, I think, is the way to go. You could Oh, you could sell Mateta to Igor Thiago. You could do that as well if you fancy it. But I would. That's what I do. PG Charlie. Yeah, no, another really good team. I've got no comments. This is a really good team. Graham Douglas. Oh, look at me. I'm there in the corner, look. It's not like a perfect team this week. It's absolutely fine, but I think you could do something with Reinders or Caicedo. You could do something there. Nixie, please help. 2 free transfers, 0.5 in the bank. I don't really see anything obvious here. I'm sorry, mate. I don't. My gut feel is if you're benching Enzo Fernandez this week, you could transfer him out. But I don't see an obvious replacement. And honestly, with Voltemada and Mateta up front, I don't see an obvious Thiago swap. Do you want to get rid of one of them for Thiago? Yeah, I think you can, but I wouldn't be like desperate, if that makes sense. I think they could both score this week. I find it really tough to suggest a transfer for you, Nixie, to be honest. Sorry that I can't really help. Honestly, I find it hard to suggest a transfer. Zachary. I would definitely start Timber over Kanate. Definitely do that. Honestly, the team's fine. I think you're missing Thiago, but you don't desperately need him. I like the team. George on a free hit. Yeah, I would have Collins. Definitely have Collins instead of Vandenberg. Definitely have Collins. Other than that, it's perfect. Free hit team. Great team. I do think I would have Collins over Konsa. You've only got... Well, you got triple Brentford already. Yeah, I would have Martinez and Collins instead of Konsa and Kelleher, personally. No free transfer. Would you free hit? Should I bench boost? I don't think I bench boost because there will be weeks where you have a better bench. All of these players are sure starters for their teams. So I don't think you should lose any sleep over that. I think it's a good team. I don't think you need to make a transfer here either. This is fine. You don't need to free hit. I probably wouldn't bench boost it though. This looks like a free hit team and I really like it. Just give me a sec, guys. I need to blow my nose. Sorry, this team's really good as well. I'm not sure I would do anything here. I think that team's fine. And that was the bottom of the notifications. So, Etalan was the last one I looked at. We looked at Graham's, didn't we? Matilda's. That team looks fine, by the way. We looked at that, didn't we? Munoz or Timber? Ooh. No, I'd have Martinez in goal, and then I'd play Collins. That's what I'd do. 2 free transfers with that team. Thiago's the only one I feel like you're missing here, really. But then who do you bring in for him? Who do you get rid of him? It's really tough. Kani Aru. Ooh, I tell you what, I quite like Ballard. It's a good team, this. Yeah, I wouldn't do anything. Oh, I would consider, actually. You've got Thiago already. Yeah, you don't need to do anything with that team. It's great. Great team. Vishal Tambe. Benching suggestions. Ooh. I think Sarr should play instead of Rice or Caicedo. That's just my thoughts. Rest of the team is fine. Suggestion, please, for what? JB. Palmer in for endorsement. Whose endorsement? Whose endorsement? I don't know. I guess maybe Enzo Fernandez. Yeah, surely that's the only one you can afford. Yeah, I don't mind it. I tell you what, I do think Palmer could be a good option. Akash. I wouldn't have both Doku and Gakpo. Honestly, I wouldn't. I don't like Gakpo this week. This is the free hit team I would pick, mate. I'm still pretty set on that, to be honest with you. I'd pick that team. That'd be the free hit team I'd go for. I think that'll... If you don't mind, ladies and gents, I've looked at about 30 teams there. I'm going to have a little break from team reviews. If we get 200 likes, I'll do some more. How about that? Remember, if you do want a personalised team review at any time, join the channel as a member, or you can send in a super chat. I'll look at your team if you do that. Or you can join the FPL Cartel. Joint project I'm doing with my good mate FPL Tom, who I imagine is currently live right now. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I just had the final sips of my coffee. Oh, sorry. A joint venture I'm doing with my mate FPL Tom. It's a members-only Discord with both of us in it. We're giving you advice on both your FPL, and if you're playing UCL Fantasy, there's some good chat in there about that as well. Some good members in there, very knowledgeable and good managers. And also, there's an exclusive weekly podcast with the two of us as well. So, yeah, consider joining the cartel as well if you want team advice too. I'll go back to my team. There we go. Leap, I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm still of the mind that the best team in FPL probably has 3 up front. That's where I'm at the moment. The thing is, Simon, I think the free hit, right? The best free hit team doesn't involve spending all of the money, and I feel like there could be a temptation to buy players just because they get you spending the full budget, but they're not necessarily the best players this week. So what I would say, Saka's a great option, right? Even though he's playing Chelsea away, I think he could be a good option. But ask yourself, don't think about budget. Remove the budget from your brain when you make the decision on who you pick on a free hit this week. Just don't think about it. I'm not sure Palmer is sure enough to start for me to do that move, mate. And also, I'm not sure how much better Palmer is than Bruno Fernandes. Let's not forget how rubbish Palmer was at the start of the season. Don't forget that. He was probably injured, though, let's be honest, but don't forget that. Let's see if we've got any team leaks or news or anything in a second. I'll tell you what is a good account, actually, to look at. We'll have a look at Ben Dinnery a second, because Ben does a roundup of all of the press conferences, and it's really good. So we're going to have a look at Ben Dinnery's Twitter. So yeah, Fabio Carvalho's out for Brentford, but everyone else is unscathed. Only Tyrone Mings is injured for Villa, so that's good. Chris Wood is out. Murillo should be fine. Sean Dyche. Okay, so yeah, Gibbs White is expected to be fit. So he could be a good option this week, actually. I don't hate that. Okay, so that's news on Gibbs White. Paqueta's back for West Ham. Somerville and Mavropanos to be assessed. Gay and Coleman are out for Everton. Patterson and Branthwaite are still not back. Enzo Maresca. Cole Palmer is available following a return to training. Interesting. I still don't think he'll start, but I think maybe game week 14 is good for him. No fresh concerns. Trossard is a little bit doubtful. There was a behind closed door game that Arsenal played on Thursday. I think Jesus, Havertz and Gyökeres played in that, but they're not necessarily fully fit. Gabriel's obviously still out. Sesko is not back for Man United. Cunha is out, actually. That's a shame. Cunha is out for Man United. And Martinez is back too. Sosa will miss the game. Will Hughes could be back. Okay, Gahey's confirmed to be playing against Man United, even though there was a little bit of a worry about him. So it looks like Semenyo will be fine. Wissa is back in training, that's good. Want him involved as soon as possible. So people who have got Voltemada, I think this week he's fine, but long term he's going to be impacted by Wissa being back, definitely. So this is what has been said on Nick Pope. All options are on the table. I need to think long and hard about who I pick, and I will try to do that on merit. I get the luxury of seeing players play every day. I think Nick Pope is vastly experienced and a very level character. You don't see huge highs or lows. You do. I think he makes a lot of mistakes. I discuss things with all of my players. Changing goalkeepers is an option. It's not a bug, Cortex. That is those other times. Eddie Howe. Nothing new from the Champions League game. God, Botman is a nightmare, isn't he, with how many injuries he gets. Obviously, Romero is out for Tottenham, so that could be quite big, actually. People talking about starting Van der Ven. I do actually think with Romero out, that does weaken Tottenham. Lukic is back for Fulham. There are no fresh injury concerns for Fulham. Robinson is still out. Rodrigo is going to be a little bit longer, but not back yet. That is Muniz. So he'll return in the new year. So Raul Jimenez has got a free run at the number 9 position for Fulham. I tell you what, Tottenham's home record, as Cortex has said, right? Tottenham's home record's terrible. Fulham, Raul Jimenez is going to be playing up front for Fulham, pretty much guaranteed. I think he'll take penalties for them too. I think you could do worse than picking Jimenez up front on a free hit. So it looks like Gomez could play. Everyone's fit for Burnley by the looks of it. Sunderland looking like they're going to rotate a fair bit. Stack is injured. Longstaff is injured. So yeah, Stack and Longstaff are injured for Leeds, so that even weakens them even more. Alisson is ill, so that's why he couldn't play. Lewis Dunk was limited to minutes from the bench. I think he'll be fine. No Mitoma at the moment for Brighton, which I think further strengthens Minte as an option. And that's it. Go back to my team. That's a roundup of the injury news, if anyone wanted it. Yeah, by the way, if you haven't already and you're enjoying the bear with. Sorry, I'm just responding to a message in the Cartel Discord. I was going to say something and I've forgotten. It's gone. It's gone. Oh yeah, if you haven't already, do leave a like rating on the stream. If we get to 200 likes, I'll do some more team reviews on Twitter. I don't know if Alisson's fit, Jamie. To be honest, it's not confirmed by the looks of it. What was I going to say? Yeah, if we hit 200 likes, I'll do some more team reviews. So if you haven't already, do leave a like rating on the stream. And also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Golden Goal channel. I'd really appreciate it if you did that. Helps me out a lot. I'm trying to hit 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. If there's anything you can do to help me achieve that goal, I'll be very grateful. We're currently on, I'm looking at it, 19,499. So we're closing in. If you can help me get 20k subs, I'll be very grateful. Oh, I made a mess of that. There's water all down my top now. Anyway, let's move on. Do you think it's crazy to go with Van Dijk? Not crazy. I probably wouldn't do it, but I don't think it's crazy. I'll go. So this is my team. I'm triple captain Haaland this week. If I was playing a free hit, I think I'd pick a team that looks something like that. But I tell you what, I would really heavily consider Raul Jimenez up front as well, instead of Munoz, and go for a 3-4-3. I don't know why I picked Wilson. The bench is completely up to you, but I'd pick something like that if I was on a free hit. Still prefer Welbeck. Yeah, fair enough. Sorry, Jamie. We'll do another round of team reviews if we hit 200 likes. I subbed Keane for Mbumo. Bloody hell, yeah. I'd start Mbumo, mate, definitely. As a Spurs fan, I'm starting Anderson against us, expecting a 10-pointer. Yeah, fair enough. Start João Pedro. I think you've got to play Voltemada, haven't you? João Pedro with Arsenal. I think you have to play Voltemada. Bench one of Eze, Mbumo, Mateta. It's one of Van de Ven or Senesi. Do you think using Gehi and Munoz at the same time is too much? Maybe a little bit too much, but you could do a lot worse. Crown, I think the answer to that question is Martinez, Collins and Foden. Stuck with who of the following to bench? Mateta, Mbumo, Enzo, Rice, Minte. Looking at that, mate, my gut feel is Declan Rice, but do that at your peril. They're all good players, so you're always going to be benching a good player. Start Gehi or Timber. My gut feel is probably Timber. I think they're about the same, to be honest, mate. I don't think there's a difference. Flip a coin, get a coin out and flip it. Would you bench boost with these players? Pretty good bench boost, I'd consider it, yeah. The thing is, with those players, game week 15 will be a good time to do it as well. Do you think using Gehi and Munoz... I've already answered that. Van de Ven, Virgil, Gehi and Senesi play 3. I'd probably say Virgil, Gehi and Senesi. He's got a back problem, but he is expected to be back this week on Gibbs White. Mbumo or Rodgers. For just this week, I'm probably saying Rodgers. Long term, well, up until 16, I'd say Mbumo. Alan, oh, you can't see my team. There's your answer. Check out Haaland in that team. Is it yes? I'd get rid of Reinders. I think he's done. JD Bond, free hitting this week. I'm really debating. I had the free hit team on screen then, mate. That's what I'd go for. It had Salah in it. I have Van Dijk and Alisson. I don't know why you've got Alisson, to be honest. I don't rate him. Van Dijk is fine, though. The sheep are flocking to free hit. I think a free hit's a good decision, to be honest. Whether you're a sheep or not. Rodgers in for stack, -4. I don't think it's worth it. Munoz versus Gakpo versus Bruno. This is my free hit team. I'll keep going between the two. That should answer it. Should I start Sarr or Welbeck? I'd probably play Welbeck, the penalty taker. Munoz and Senesi or Richards and Calafiori on wildcard. Bloody hell. I quite like Richards, Calafiori. Start Virgil van Dijk or Njai. I'd say Njai. Senesi or Van Dijk. Van Dijk. Semenyo or Fernandes. Oh, bloody hell. Fernandes. Do you think Doku will start? Possibly. I think Cherky and Foden are more nailed than him. Bear with, I've got a stuffy nose. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, the schedule is crazy. I think, like, mid-table teams, best players are the kind of guys to go for. Like, Semenyo, yeah, overall his stats might not be quite as good as other players in that position, like other midfielders in the game, but they don't have European football. He's just gonna play every game, I think. Hello from Nepal. Good to see you, mate. I hope, the British media, anyway, is reported some scary things going on in Nepal recently. I think your government got overthrown and stuff like that. So I hope you're safe and well, mate. Sounds pretty crazy, to be honest. Diamond, appreciate that, mate. Do you recommend using Mbumo or Bruno against Palace? I always prefer Bruno. Sarr or Rice? I think I've got to say Sarr. He's got the better fixture. Van de Ven or Virgil? Transfer out Semenyo or Njai for either. I wouldn't do either of them. Rainbringer. Bring in Dewsbury Hall over Reinders. That doesn't fill me with excitement. I do think Dewsbury Hall is better, but if you're making the move and need to start someone, I'd probably do that. This is my free hit team, Davies family. Hopefully that helps you. Thoughts on Damsgaard? I don't mind him, but I think you can do better. Has Timber ever got DEFCON? No, but none of the other Arsenal players do. Timber, I think, is, if I'm not mistaken, the leading defender in the league, or one of the leading defenders in the league for expected goal involvements per 90. 0.3 per 90, and look at the games. I think he's going to be the target of set pieces now with no Gabriel as well. I think Timber is the one. Gabriel to O'Reilly. Yeah, I did Timber instead, but O'Reilly's decent. Play Minte or Elliot Anderson. Minte, I think. Is this the best week to do triple captain? For me, there's two potential weeks. Leeds at home for Haaland in 13. West Ham at home for Haaland in 17. It's just whether we know Haaland's fit and he should play this week. We don't know about game week 17. That's the decision maker for me, and I'm going for it this week. Will Bruno Fernandes ever haul again? Yeah, he will. His points are still good. Van de Ven or João Pedro? I'd probably say João Pedro. Who would you play? Calafiori. No, I'd go Ismaila Sarr actually. but I'd still play Calafiori though. Gahey or Van Dijk. This week I've got to say Van Dijk. Order of bench, Caicedo, Anderson, maybe Esteve is third, and then it's a coin flip between Anderson and Caicedo, really. I still think Van Dijk is decent this week, to be honest. I wouldn't buy him, but if I had him, I probably would pick him. Liverpool, you know, for the players' sake of like ego and getting embarrassed, they need to win this week as much as Slot needs a win. They're all going to start to look like mugs if they keep losing. Yeah, mate, the free hit's good, Will. I'd pick this if I was on a free hit, but your free hit looks very good as well. There's much of a muchness in it, really, on some players, I think. What else we got? Start or -4 transfer? Just start Rice. Palmer, it's probably a bit too early this week. Honestly, even though Maresca said he's ready to start, I'm just not full of trust for it. I think next week is the way to go for Palmer. I really do. Should I bench João Pedro? It depends who you're benching him for. Thinking of doing Semenyo to Foden for a -4. No, I wouldn't do it, mate. Semenyo's fine. And the thing that is easy to forget about Semenyo is that he plays every game for 90 minutes. Whereas Foden does not. I just think Semenyo is better. Worried about... I wouldn't have Mateta on a free hit. No. We'll go back. We'll keep switching. People are joining, aren't they, and asking. This is the free hit team I would pick. I wouldn't pick Mateta on it. I think if you're playing your free hit, I wouldn't pick Mateta. Punk, good to see you, mate. Your name's Lee, isn't it? If I remember rightly. Good to see you, Lee. I would definitely triple captain because I used my free hit last week. If you go back on my videos, last Sunday I did a reaction to how much of a disaster my free hit was. So if you want to share in my pain, you can watch that. Zohar, bench 1 or 2. Gahey, Timber, Guardiola, Burn, Senesi. I would bench Burn and Senesi. Start Elliot Anderson or Danny Welbeck. Danny Welbeck, definitely. Selling Enzo, I'm going to do it, I think. I'm going to do Enzo Fernandez in Krupi Jr. for Thiago and Freddie Potts. Or Josh King. I haven't decided which of the two yet. Collins or Collins is the best Brentford defender. Is there any double or blank? No. I don't think so. Is Sharda a good long-term option? Nah, not for me. Best week to wildcard? I can't answer that. It all depends on your team, mate, to be honest with you. I can't answer that. I wish I could, but it all depends on what your team looks like. When else can you free hit? The answer to that question is the same, really. It's really hard to say a blanket. When can you free hit? Because it all depends on your team. For non-free hitters, an Arsenal clean sheet, it will, mate. And I think, let's be honest, right? Much more unlikely things have happened than Arsenal keeping a clean sheet against Chelsea and Saka scoring a goal, right? That's why I'm not too concerned about not free hitting. I do want to have Igor Thiago covered off, though, because I'm a little bit worried about him. I think I'd probably play Sarr, mate. Hello, Julian. Team reviews, we'll do some more at 200 likes. I don't know how many we've got. I haven't checked in a while. 153. So if we hit 200 likes, I'll do some more team reviews on Twitter. Just going to blow my nose again a second. Sorry, guys. You think there is a higher chance of Wolves scoring in comparison to Burnley? I think it's about the same, to be honest. I think Timber versus Sharda is actually fairly close. I just think I wouldn't deep it too much, mate. What's your gut telling you? Go with that. Do you recommend Chris Richards and Gahey against Man United, or is it risky? Depends on the context and who you can play instead. What's the furthest behind you've been in comeback? I don't really think I've always sort of been there or thereabouts, really, when I've been doing YouTube. Julian is free hitting. Yeah. I mean, this is the free hit team I would pick if I was free hitting. I honestly think it's more likely Arsenal. I agree. I just think Arsenal are literally, they're the best defence in like world football, aren't they? Let's be honest. Morning, mate. Always tune into the... I love that, thanks. Thank you, mate. Feed on. I really appreciate that. Are you going to be streaming till deadline? I think we'll probably, because I've been live already for an hour and a half, I'll probably wrap up at about 11:30. We'll go till 11:30 UK time, so 2 more hours, because we love this game so much. But until I get tired, we'll see. I might drop off. C-Max Bud, mate, I think every deadline for the last 6 weeks, I've had to dip out to blow my nose. I felt pretty healthy this week, like fully fit, ready, and I'm still struggling. So, yeah, I really struggle in the winter. I'm free hitting this. I've already answered that. What are your thoughts on bringing in... So we'll go back to my team now. That would be my free hit team. What are your thoughts on bringing in Lucas Paquetá v Liverpool on a free hit for a fun differential? Not massive on him, to be honest. I think Callum Wilson, if you want to target, or Bowen, if you want to target the Liverpool game. Love from Australia. Love that, mate. I'm not using a chip this weekend. Should I be worried? Yes, but what can you do? Please answer that guy's chip about not using. I've answered it. I've gone Gakpo instead of Munoz and Vandenberg against... I just think Collins is the best Brentford defender. Gakpo ahead of Munoz is fine. I'd pick Collins. Welbeck over Sharda, fair enough. Coyote, yeah, if you can only afford him, go for it. I still think Collins is the best Brentford defender. I don't really understand that question. Sorry, Trippy, I'm trying. I can't understand that. Try and be a little bit clearer. Triple captain Thiago or mate, Haaland, of course. Nice plans this weekend. I think I'm going to be locked to football all weekend, pretty much, mate. It's a big football weekend this weekend. If you're not using triple captain this week, then when? I'll click the wrong player. I think it's Haaland. He's so clear of anyone else in the game. You kind of have to give the triple captain to him. But game week 17 is the time. Jemima Unicorn. I always think of you when I do the team predictions, and yeah, we've done them already, but I was thinking of you throughout, if that helps. You have to scroll back, but we did them already. Thank you for coming in and reminding me of it, though. I really appreciate it. I've gone Gakpo instead of Munoz and Vandenberg instead of Collins. What do you think? I've already answered that, haven't I? Bench Mateta, Bruno, Mbumo or Calafiori? It's between Mateta and Calafiori for me. Who would you pick, Calafiori or Sarr? Sarr. Thoughts on Cherky? Could do worse. Definitely could do worse. Best Man City defender? I'd probably say Guardiola long term. O'Reilly's pretty good too, though. Dave, love from New Jersey, love it. I would pick Doku over... I would pick Foden over Doku. I'm a bit of a dirty two-team supporter. And I have been all my life, really. I grew up supporting Man United, And the first football game I ever went to was my local team, Bristol City. And now I live about a 20-minute walk from the ground. And I got a season ticket. So I support two teams, mate, Man United and Bristol City. And when they played each other, which did happen a few years ago, I supported Bristol City. So there you go. What percentage would you say FPL team is between skill and luck? I'd say it's probably 75 to 80% is skill. And then 20% is luck. Thoughts on Barnes on a free hit? Maybe. Coyote and Foden, or Doku and Van Dijk? Foden and Collins. There you go. Would you do Senesi to Anderson, or upgrade Caicedo to Saka, or roll your transfer? I'll tell you what, I don't hate it. I'd probably do it, mate. I don't hate that at all. I like Raul Jimenez, yeah. Would you play free hit if you had Pope and had Dubravka back up? If Nick Pope is the only reason you're playing your free hit, probably not, but I still think you're not going to have Brentford, Villa or triple up on Man City. And they've all got good games, so I still think it's valid. I'm going to sneeze, sorry guys. We're back. Should I bring in Thiago for João Pedro? Yeah, I don't hate that. Welbeck better than Sharda this week as a differential? Maybe. Should you pick up Nottingham Forest and Arsenal assets in your free hit instead of Liverpool? I'm 50-50, mate. Completely 50-50 on that. I can't afford Collins. If you're on your free hit, mate, you should be able to do that. You should be able to pick cheaper options on your bench, I think. In your opinion, Collins or Vandenberg? Collins is the best Brentford defender. Bench 2, Keane. I think Collins might be an outrageous shout, but maybe the best defender on paper this week. I would bench Senesi and Richards, I think. Gakpo out for Sharda for a hit, or keep Gakpo. Keep Gakpo this week. Definitely don't take a hit. Marlon, Isak and Damsgaard on free hit to be different. Fair enough. I'm not even ill though, that's the thing. I've been fine for the last week. I was a little bit ill on the last weekend. I've been feeling better, but for some reason, honestly, when I spend too long under this light, I just start sneezing. Probably need to give my desk a dust again, don't I, to be fair. We'll do that after the stream. Would you go Timber over Gakpo? No. Ooh. If Gakpo is stopping you getting Collins, then I probably would, actually. I'd probably put Krupi first bench, actually. Actually, no, Enzo, definitely. Yeah, Marino could be good, but he's got a tough game, is the only thing. Sell Enzo for Gakpo? No, I wouldn't do that. I'm thinking about making my transfers, guys. I'm thinking about it. Who do we prefer? Potts or... let's do a poll, actually. Let's do a quick poll. Potts or Josh King with my two options. Free hit. Triple. I'm all good, Luke, thank you. The bid got submitted last week, so I have some peace and quiet. I did have to do a load of work on it and submit it on Sunday, but which had its issues, but it's all done now. I'm doing very well, thank you, mate. I hope you are too. So yeah, my decision is Freddie Potts or Josh King. What else was there? Potts will be good for DEFCON this week. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But then Josh King could score against Tottenham, right? Potts isn't even going to play. What are you talking about? Since Nuno took over, his minutes have been really good. I probably do prefer King, though, to be fair. But I think Potts will definitely play. Yeah, fingers crossed we bloody win it, mate. That's for sure. Cheers, Luke. Hope you're keeping well. Other striker's going to be Thiago. That's going to be my team, I think. Same cold as Troy Deeney. I'm not blessed with health in the last couple of weeks, but to be fair, when I'm not streaming, I seem to... Oh, I've had a tissue stuck to my nose. That's horrible. Sorry about that, guys. You had to stare at that, I imagine. Can we just forget the last 5 seconds happened, please? Thank you. That is the same cold as Troy Deeney, getting a white thing stuck on my nose, eh? That's probably not the cold you're talking about, though. We won't go into detail about that. I think that's probably going to be my team. Josh King's minutes are not secure either, are they? I just think he's Fulham's best player. I do feel really sorry for him. I think he is Fulham's best player. I really do. Anyway, that's the moves I'm thinking of. I'm not going to do it yet, though. Right. Let's go back to the chat. Yeah, hopefully, mate. I'm looking forward to a proper weekend. Although I'll just be doing this job instead a little bit more, I think, because we've got an FPL deadline on Tuesday, so there's going to be loads of stuff that needs to be done to get ready for that. Caicedo to Saka or Voltemada to Mateta? Oh, excuse me. I think I do Caicedo to Saka. Christian, I'm actually considering selling Enzo Fernandez, to be honest. I've had enough. I probably wouldn't pick... The thing is, Cunha's only going to be out for this week, and then he's going to be back. But the thought of picking an injured player on your wildcard just doesn't make sense, so I'd probably not pick someone else and just buy Cunha if you need him in future weeks. Do you think having only one Liverpool asset is worth it? Sure. I'll go back to it, mate. Julian, all of your questions should be answered by looking at my free hit team. That's what I pick. Damien, been a while. Yeah, I'd agree on... I think Rodgers is decent, mate. It's alright, you don't need to apologise. I'm just trying to help you. I'm trying to help you from overthinking, basically. Yeah, but you say King's terrible. I'm not going to start Josh King every week, am I? Like, he's a bench player. He's just one that plays. I'd agree, Luke. I think this is the time. I look at Haaland's fixtures, right? This is my thought process on doing it. I look at his fixtures and I think this week is Leeds at home is good. Game week 17, West Ham at home could be better, but you just don't know if he's going to be available that far. You know, it's 4 game weeks in advance. I think there's a Champions League fixture in there as well. There's a lot of games. I just think this week is the time. The right triple captain was game week 6. How many points did that score, Nixie? I don't know, to be honest. I'm tempted to go Watkins on free hit. That's fair enough. Should I start Gibbs White? Yeah, I think he'll play this week and he's a good option. Yeah. Bench Anderson or Senesi. Hey, look at my team. You're asking a question that is answered by looking at my team, mate. And you've also spammed it put it in the chat a few times and in all caps. Mate, looking at my team, I think answers your question. By the way, if you haven't already, please leave a like rating on the stream. If we hit 200 likes, we'll do some team reviews. And what else was I going to say? Yeah, and subscribe if you haven't already. We are closing in on 20,000 subscribers. We are on 19,512. So if there's any way you could help me by subscribing, I'd be very grateful. Sorry, I'm helping my mum with something a second. She's struggling with some technology, so I'm just texting her a sec. Sorry, guys. Your phone. There we go. Sell Enzo for Foden. I'm not massive on that. 48-point triple captain. Will it happen this week? Who should I start between Senesi or Semenyo? Semenyo. You're getting free hit FOMO. Depends what your team looks like. The thing is with your free hit, this is what, I played it last week, right, and it was a disaster. The game you play with a free hit is betting on outcomes for one game week. It's really risky. So, like, for example, if Villa don't do really well, if Brentford don't do really well, then the free hit is kind of null and void. Especially if Arsenal players score well this week, which, in the realms of possibility, there's not much else, to be fair. There's not much difference in it. Yeah, my mum, right, so this is we'll change the topic very slightly. What was I going to say? Yeah, she is paying for EE, right? They do her broadband, and then she's got like this phone and TV deal. I didn't even know EE did TV, and she doesn't use. She uses an Amazon Fire Stick for her TV. So she's paying the money for TV basically, and I don't know why. So we found that out last night. But she's forgotten her password. But I don't think she realizes tried to tell her there's a forgot password function where you just recover your password, right? That's how it works. But I shouldn't quite understand that yesterday. I tried to help her, but to no avail. So that's my story. I still think free hitting this week, in the grand demographic of FPL players, right, there are 12 million people playing the game this season. I still think playing your free hit is a differential. I really do. I won't be a sec, just blow my nose again. I would advise Captain Thiago, mate. I'd always consider a penalty taker, to be honest. Luca Dean or Matty Cash. Luca Dean, right? I don't know if any of you guys disagree with this, is one of the biggest trolls in FPL history. So I'd say Matty Cash based on that. When can you purchase Palmer? Well, you can buy him at any time. Obviously, I think I'd probably do it next week. It's a hard sell to buy him ahead of playing Arsenal, isn't it? And also, I don't think it's 100% that he's going to start. Maresca may have said he's ready to play and all that, but I think I'm not sure he plays this week. Oh, it depends. I think you'd be, let's talk FPL, right? So he's the biggest YouTuber in the space. I think he's got about 500,000 subscribers now, I think. Last one of the few videos I've seen, I don't really watch other content creators because I just don't have time, but I think he's close to 500,000 subscribers, right? How many views does he get on his videos? Because I think that's a good gauge of how many, because he's the biggest, that's a good gauge of how many like active FPL managers there are that watch YouTube videos. That's a proportion of 12 million players. And then how many of those we've looked, right? I feel mine is a decent say, right? It's 50-50 on triple captain versus free hit this week on the poll. I still think a free hit is a differential. Oh, by the way, I'm not saying that for any reason. I love Andy. There are other very good content creators. I'm just singling him out as the biggest. And I think it's a good way of gauging how many people are watching FPL content. So hopefully that helps. I still think using your free hit is a differential this week. Mick I've already free hit. I used it last week. I don't want to talk about it. I think this week is the time if you've not got a plan for another week. I think this is the week to do it. There's not really many other weeks where I fancy it, really. Someone else was saying Gameweek 16, maybe. But yeah, if I was free hitting... Oh, wrong way. If I was free hitting, that would be the team. Right. I bought Virgil as my... I mean, Mick I literally did that last week, actually. I didn't play the free hit to reverse it, but I did an early Gabriel to Van Dijk move, and then I played my free hit, which reversed it. Personally, if you were to ask me who my favourite Gabriel replacement is, I'd say Timber, to be honest with you. I'm free hitting as I've got 9 players in Palace, United, Chelsea, Arsenal. Fair enough. I really want to do the Enzo in Thiago moves this week. What's stopping me? Is there anything stopping me from doing it? I don't think there is there? I don't think there's anything stopping me. I'm going to do it, I think. Before I do it, is there any naysayers to that transfer? I'll just show you what I'm doing, right? I sort of do Nixie, but I also have a free transfer next week. So we'll have a look, actually. I'm going to use Fantasy Football Hub to plan. It's a good shout. Let's put my team in there a second. I've got 2 free transfers left. Just going to pull up my team. Is it still saved as Custard Cream FC, is it? Big ups Custard Cream FC. So if I do those moves, so I've already done transfer out for Timber. And I will do so that's my team this week. Next week, yeah, I think I will have to play Thiago by the looks of it. Because I've got Anderson, King, and Rodon all playing. But I could. Well, who's Sunderland got? So I could get actually an outrageous shout. I could, to be fair, next week with the money I'll have, do something like Anderson or Rodon to Chris Richards. Oh, Chris Richards 4.6 now. No, he's gone up. Yeah, Enzo does play Leeds next, but I think he could get rotated. I think I could deal with this using a transfer. I really do. I do think I could use a transfer next week. I could just get... Who could I get? I could get Michael Keane. Get Truefair. I think I'll be alright next week. I could also just risk Thiago against Arsenal as well, to be fair. Or I could... What about midfielders? What about Josh King for someone else? Dewsbury Hall, potentially. Tell you what, can I get Dewsbury Hall? No, I can't. No, let's have a look. If I can get Dewsbury Hall, I think I might do that actually. In fact, if I do Potts, that gives me a bit more cash, doesn't it? And I do Thiago. So I can afford Dewsbury Hall. And then Dewsbury Hall's got Bournemouth away next week, which is not horrendous. Could be better than playing Thiago against Arsenal. What's his stats like? He obviously bagged against Man United, but I'm not looking too much at that. 0.3, it's not great, is it? Who else is there? I've got 4.9 million basically. I guess I could also do Anderson to Richards. But then I don't have Anderson. But then I do have 5 free transfers. Yeah. I could do Anderson to Richards next week, couldn't I? So if I get Potts in, I just do Anderson to Richards next week. And then I can play double. I can play double Crystal Palace defence against Burnley instead of Thiago. Yeah, it's fine. I can do that. So we're going to get rid of Dewsbury Hall. We're going to put... I think I'm going to put Potts in just to be safe with budget. Any last words, ladies and gents? Any last words? How about you do Enzo to Rodgers? Nah, I don't fancy that. Potts has got the best fixture possible next week. He play Man United. He does. And then you see I've got 0.5 million, so I can't do Rodon to Richards, but I can do Anderson to Richards. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. I think I'd bench Enzo of that lot, Tammy. Thank you for the super chat. Any last words, guys? Thoughts on -4. It's as hits go, mate. It's not a bad one. I'd consider it. I think I'm 50-50 on whether that's worth it, to be honest. We'll see, Nixie, to be honest. It is a dirty midweek fixture, isn't it, to be fair? I think we just work it out next week, to be honest. I'm not deep in it too much, really. What are you saying Dracarys for? Can always change plan. No regrets, right? It's like getting the tattoo that says no regrets. It's done, ladies and gentlemen. It is done. Oh yeah, if we get 200 likes on the stream, I'll do team reviews, by the way. We're close. Yeah, if we get 200 likes on the stream, I'll do some reviews. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Golden Goal channel. I would really appreciate that. We're trying to hit 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We're on 19,520, which is amazing. So thank you everyone for your support on the channel. And yeah, if you could subscribe, I'd really appreciate that. Sveto, I think Timber. I transferred Timber in this week. Nathan, I would start Semenyo over Caicedo, I think, just about. We get the transfers in 16, Daniel, which makes me think this current period of time is when you use transfers, which is what I've just done. Well, we've had 200 likes, have we? Well, we have. Incredible. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to do another tweet and I'll put it in the chat. Don't reply to that current pinned one. I'm going to remove it. We'll do another tweet so we get a fresh round. We just hit 200 likes on stream. Reply to this tweet for a team review. Hashtag FPL. Copy. Reply to this tweet with a screenshot. Your team for a review. We'll let people reply for a little bit, then we'll go. I've also been live for a whole 2 hours now, and I do need the loo, so I'm going to have to nip away. I'm going to do it now, actually. I'll be back in 30 seconds. Thanks for waiting, guys. All right, let's have a look at some teams then. I'm going to change the title of the stream because we're doing some live team reviews. By the way, you didn't wash your hands. Of course I did. Live team reviews. Bloody hell. Twitter is blowing up. Thanks, everyone. All right, 11 people have already replied. Let's go. Lucas. Free wildcard. Wow. Not sure I'd pick Maru. Actually, no, Murillo, you could do worse than that on a wildcard, to be fair. I wouldn't have Foden, I don't think. But it is that's a really good team, that. That is a good team. One thing I wouldn't do is pick 2 goalkeepers that play. There's no need to pick 2 4.5 million defenders when Dubravka exists. Kieran. Of course I flush the toilet. I'm not an animal. Good team, yeah. Oh, would you free hit? I probably would because I just don't know when else you'd do it. Boring free hit. It's not boring though because you're free hitting. I wouldn't pick Doku, and I'd pick Collins. And I'm not sure about Gakpo. Jalen Riggs. Real benching headache. Who would you bench? Probably Senesi. Planning to free hit game week 15. What? So that's your team this week? Blimey. Interesting. It's a good team, yeah. I've got nothing to say. It's a good team. I need to shut my window, actually. Sorry to hear that, Daniel, mate. I hope she's as well as can be. Mark Leonard, triple captain. Yeah, I just don't see another time to do it, mate. So I probably would. Mate, don't. I'm not gonna. You're not going to be chatting in this stream anymore. I don't think that's something to joke about, mate. Daniel Wareham's team. That's quite funny. That made me laugh. I rate that team, mate. It's strong. Hawkeye. Yeah, it's a good team. It's fine, I think. I can't see your bench, though. Ozan, 0.4 in the bank. I think the only player missing here is Igor Thiago, really. It's a fine team. Fine team, other than that. So here is my final free hit team. I'd probably have Martinez in goal. I think you need Saka in there. I'm not sure I'd pick Elliot Anderson on a free hit. I just don't think there's enough upside to him. So I reckon, if you can, I'd have Rodgers and I'd have Collins and Martinez instead. Senesi on a free hit is wild. I would not pick Senesi away to Sunderland on a free hit. It's just not worth it. I do know the coded players. I'd have none of them, mate. I would have... I went past your team. Oh, sorry, mate. I wouldn't take a hit for Senesi to O'Reilly, no. There's every chance O'Reilly gets benched next week, and then you're picking You know, you're buying a player who's a rotation risk for a hit. I don't rate it. This team. What's your question? I would play Voltemada over Senesi. And then it's just a question of whether you use a transfer to get Igor Thiago. But I'm not sure. I think Mateta, Haaland, Voltemada is actually decent this week. Let's see if we've missed anyone. Nixie. Decided to do Mateta to Thiago. I don't think I would. I think the defence is okay to the point where I probably wouldn't buy Minte this week. It just depends if you want Minte in your team long term. Thinking of doing Enzo to Bruno and Voltemada to Raul/Welbeck. Okay. Thinking of doing Enzo to Bruno and Voltemada to Raul/Welbeck. I don't hate that, actually. I don't hate it. Maybe Timber in for Tarkowski, but wondering if this week or next one. Yeah, you could probably wait a week. If you want Winte long term, I don't mind the move then. That'll be my thoughts. That'll do for team reviews. It's quite tiring to take in different people's teams all the time, so we'll leave it there. Why Collins? I think he offers the most attacking threat of all of them. There's a miss. I think Coyote is the most attacking in terms of open play, positional play, by the looks of it. And he obviously takes the monster long throw-ins. But you rarely get an assist directly from a long throw. It's usually a flick on, which is what Collins does. He's the target from the long throws. So Coyote never really gets the direct assist from those, if that makes sense. I also think Collins is the best for defensive contribution points, and I think he has the most goal threat from set pieces. So with all of that, I think I'd go Collins. My favourite three defenders would be... This would be my free hit team. Collins, O'Reilly and Cash would be my free favourite, I think. I went for Munoz, but I think that kind of 11th player on the free hit is totally up in the air. I went for Munoz. You could have Raul Jimenez. You could have Welbeck. The list as long as your arm. But something along those lines for a free hit team would probably be what I'd do. J. Dubon, that's not Gabriel, the defender. That's Gabriel Jesus. Yeah, Gabriel's not fit yet, mate. He'll be out for a week still. He won't be back till the new year, I don't think. Yeah, just to 100% confirm, it was Gabriel Jesus that he was talking about there. My only debate for the free hit now is Timber, Gakpo or Munoz. Yeah, I can't really help you there because I think it's totally up in the air as to who you go for. Bench Caicedo or João Pedro, wish you the best. I'd probably say Caicedo. I think Munoz, mate. I've got it. I mean... That's what I think the best free hit team probably looks like. I love that meerkat. Huge, mate. The whiplash I got clicking on this stream, and this is my exact free hit. Love that. Opinions on Marlon in this week for King, and I bench Cunha. I'm not even sure Marlon starts. I think he probably does, but it's between him and Buendia, so I'm not sure. I don't know. I just prefer Munoz over Sarr. I think, honestly, they've got the same chance of an attacking return. Twitter handle's just there, mate. And my Instagram as well, Tom H Football, if you want to follow me on Instagram, see what I get up to. Tarkovsky, O'Reilly, or Teal. For this week, it's O'Reilly. Take a -4 for Gyökeres to Thiago. If that's your bench, you probably should. Who you get in for Cunha and Jadon Anthony? Oh, bloody hell. Well, I think if you've got 5 free transfers, you've got the luxury of probably just buying Rodgers this week, to be honest. I buy Rodgers and Foden this week, and then you can make some other transfers, I reckon. Sorry, I'm just going to mute my phone because we're on stream. There we go. Triple captain is not a risky move. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you tell me a less risky time to do it. Game week 17, maybe, but we know that Haaland is fit and he's going to play this weekend. So surely he's going to play this weekend. If he gets rotated, fuck me. It's just their projected points algorithm, mate. I don't know. Do you see what he is on Solio? We'll have a look at Solio as well. We haven't looked at Solio yet on stream, have we? Let's have a quick goosey. A goosey gander at Solio. Gakpo or Gibbs White? I think if Gakpo plays, he's probably more likely to get a return. But Morgan Gibbs White is more likely to play. And does Gibbs White take penalties for Forest now as well? If there's no Chris Wood. So here's your top players for expected points this week. For what it's worth. Daniel, I can't answer that question really, I'm afraid, mate. It all depends on your team. Like there's not really an obvious alternative, I don't think. We want that one. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'd go Hincapi or Mosquera, to be honest. Munoz's predicted points, I don't know, mate. He's not there, is he? 4.1, so he's pretty close. But he's a little bit further down. I just really rate Munoz, to be honest with you. I think Crimination, if you've got a similar team to me, I'd free hit. Because you can use your triple captain in 17. Why is everyone going for Thiago? Well, he scored 9 goals in 11 games this season. And he's about to play Burnley, who are the worst team in the league, at home. Well, one of the worst teams in the league, and he's playing them at home. So I think that's pretty much everything you need to know about Igor Thiago. The only thing, of course, with triple captain and Haaland against West Ham is that assumes that come game week 17, he's ready to go and fit and healthy, which you obviously don't know. We obviously don't know that. Long question. Triple captain or free hit? Oof. I'd consider free hitting, I think. Because you can always triple captain in any week, really. But I think this is the week to free hit. That's the team I'd go for if I was. Have you seen Rob T FPL and you predicted points? It will be the same as what we've just looked at, mate. But we can have a look. Because it comes from Solio, which is what we've just looked at. But let's have a look. Rob T FPL. Here we go. So here's your latest projected goals and clean sheet odds. Top 3 teams for clean sheet odds are obviously Brentford, Man City and Villa. But Arsenal still have a 32% chance of a clean sheet. So I think that's still pretty good. Man City are the top projected goals team by a long stretch. But most of their attacking returns come through Haaland. So yeah, they might have options in midfield. I think Foden is obviously decent, but that obviously means Haaland's a good triple captain shout this week. Let's just hope they score. And then here are your top clean sheet odds here. Oh, sorry, that was a big yawn. I think my coffee's wearing off after 2.5 hours of being live. How long we got? Hour and a half. What, hour and 15 minutes? Brentford clean sheet odds a bit inflated. Maybe. I don't think Brentford are terrible defensively though, and Burnley are a bit hopeless, to be honest. I don't think it's poor Burnley. They just are. You can see Chris Gale. You can see predicted points this week for free on Fantasy Football Hub. Free alternatives. I think Solio shows stuff for free. There's links to both in the description. And FPL.team as well. And FPL Review. Should we see... Well, I've done it now. Should we see what FPL Review says for my team? We'll use all the resources. I've done it now, so let's see what FPL Review says for my team. What is my ID? Let's see what FPL Review says I should do with my team. Fantasy Football Pundit, there you go, there's another one. I personally, obviously, prefer Fantasy Football Hub and Solio, though. I'd recommend those two. Right, transfer solver. Let's see what it says. Solve. Yeah, it's basically said do what I've done. It said get Thiago in anyway. Or it said sell Mateta for Thiago though. Maybe that's the right move. Maybe that's the right move actually. Oh well. It says road on to cash. Gabriel to Van Dijk. Oh. Mateta to Thiago. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's what it said. Oh well. By the way, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the Golden Goal channel. I'd really appreciate that. And if you haven't already, please leave a like rating on the stream. I reckon if we do 300 likes on the stream, so if you keep liking the stream, we'll do some live team reviews again after 300 likes. How about that? Keep asking your questions in the chat. I'm here to help. That's my job. Been live for 2.5 hours now, boy. I'm waiting a little bit, but we got another hour to go, so we'll keep going. I don't have Thiago. Am I in trouble? Depends who else you got. I think you could be alright, to be fair. I just really wanted Thiago this week, to be honest with you. That was my thing. I just really wanted Thiago this week. I don't have Thiago. I've already answered that. What do you think to Arsenal's Hincapié? I just think it's so 50-50 between him and Mascara that I wouldn't pick either of them, really. I think the alternative is Timber, to be honest. You just spend the same money and get Timber, really. Would you get rid of Voltemada or Mateta? I'm 50-50 Cragman, to be honest. I really don't have a preference. Should I sell Semenyo to Minte or just keep Semenyo? I think I'd keep Semenyo, to be honest. My pleasure, mate. I hope Seiguri, if that's how you pronounce your name. Sorry if I butchered it. It's my pleasure. Hello, I have Sarr and Mbumo, Saka, Minte and Gakpo in midfield. Should I buy Foden? I have Sarr and Mbumo, Saka, Minte and Gakpo in midfield. No, I wouldn't. I'd stick with the midfield you've got. I think the midfield you've got is decent. I'd just stick with it. Yeah, exactly what Cragman said. Just do nothing. Maybe you just do nothing as well. Yeah, maybe. The thing is, Thiago's got Arsenal next week. So whilst my move might make sense, yeah. Will Semenyo start? I think so, yeah. I think he plays. Sure, I think he plays. My pleasure, Adam. That's what I'm here for. Happy to help. Happy to help. I always just overthink everything before the deadline. Yeah, exactly. Don't overthink it, mate. It is just a game. I would probably start Anderson, to be honest, over Chalobah. I think Tottenham are pretty rubbish, aren't they, to be honest? Fulham could do something mad, but Fulham also have a terrible away record this season, which is one thing to consider. But when you said that, my gut says Anderson, to be honest with you. Is it okay to bench Mateta for Anderson? No, I'd probably play Mateta. He'll take penalties. He's Palace's top scorer. I'd play Mateta. 3 to start from Richard, Semenyo, Minte and Mbumo. I would. Bloody hell. Timber, Semenyo and Mbumo. Probably. That's just a ridiculous decision, though. You only regret it, I think, because I just, yeah. Don't really know what to say on Pope, to be honest. I don't know what to say. Would you play Senesi or Van Dijk? Van Dijk. I'm a little bit worried about Senesi away to Sunderland. Sunderland, I think, are unbeaten at home this season. So, yeah. My head tells me to bet against Arsenal, but maybe it's just me being stupid. Oh, well, I think you can, right? It's the toughest fixture they've had. You know, Chelsea are the current title challengers with them, aren't they? But I still just think Arsenal can honestly keep a clean sheet against anyone. Honestly, I think they keep a clean sheet against anyone. Would you? Tough question. Yeah, I'd say Van Dijk. And Mbumo over Caicedo. By the way, if I was free hitting, this would be the team. I don't see Man U scoring against Crystal Palace, and at least Caicedo likely gets DEFCON points. We'll see. I still go Mbumo, to be honest. You bought Mbumo for a reason, mate. Five at the back for the win. Niels, we can certainly look at your team, my good member. Let's just have a quick gander. Right, reset that. Yes. Import. 5. 333. 66. Go. Let's go, baby. Optimize. So this team is fine. Don't get me wrong. I don't know how many moves you've got, but I would consider doing something in order to get Igor Thiago in your team. Because I don't like Reinders. Definitely don't like Reinders. I'd probably try and get rid of him, maybe. I do like triple captain Haaland, though, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with triple captain and Haaland this week, that's for sure. There's nothing wrong with that. FPL Bulldog, good to see you, my mate. I hope you're keeping well. Hopefully that helped you, Neil. Sorry, I was checking Twitter then, just to see if there's any news. Oh, mate, free hit disaster, but we're back. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Do we get 5 free? You get them in 16, mate. Do you think Slot will be sacked if they fail to get 3 points for you? I think it's all performance dependent. I don't think they have to win against West Ham. They just have to play decently. Can I also get a review, please? I'm triple captain in Haaland as well, and 1 free transfer. Mate, we just do those. We'll do some more team reviews if we hit 300 likes. But really, that's reserved for members and super chats. That's kind of how we do. That's kind of how we do the off the cuff team reviews around here. Start 2 of the 3. Someone in the top 100 is captaining Gabriel. I'm not sure. Is that true? I'm sure they're doing it and then triple captaining someone else, right? Start 2 of the 3. Richards, Caicedo, and Njai. Leaning towards benching Njai. My gut feel says Richards and Njai. I'm not sure they are actually guaranteed DEFCON, to be honest. Casemiro to Minte for free. Midfield. Yeah, go on. I don't mind that. That's a good move. That's the bottom of the chat. I think we've read out every message now. I'm trying to anyway. It's been a busy stream. Yeah, if you haven't already, by the way, please subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate that. We're closing in on 20,000 subscribers, and if you can help me get there, I'd be very grateful. And if you haven't already, please do leave a like rating on the stream as well. It would help me a lot in the algorithm and just in general. And if we hit 300 likes, I'll do another set of team reviews on Twitter. I reckon we could probably get to 300 likes by the end of the stream, and that would get us some team reviews, I think. Oh, the question on when is the next best time to free hit is entirely dependent on your team. It's really hard to say. I think just given that Man City, Brentford, and Villa have good fixtures this week, and not many people have those players in their team, it's tough. It's tough to say another week, really. Pricey, good to see you, mate. Everyone check out FPL Pricey on YouTube. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, he did. I can remember it clearly. He hit 5,000 subscribers on YouTube this week, which is mega. So well done, mate. I hope you're celebrating in some way about that this weekend. Rohit, I certainly can look at your team, mate. Oh, where's your ID? Brother, I can't find the message with your ID in it. Where is it? There it is. I got it. What did you want to know? Triple captain in Haaland as well. 1 free transfer. I'm confused on who to bench. What interesting team. I would start Cash. I would start Timber. And I would put... I think I'd do that. You might think that's... Oh, bollocks to it. Don't want to click that again. That's the team I would go with, mate, I think. Hopefully that helps you. I would go with that team. I think I'd bench Rice, as painful and silly as some people may think that is. I think I'd bench Rice. These are the two. So Menu or Rice, it's really close between those two, I think. Yeah, that'd be my thoughts. What do you mean by that, Rond? I think people are getting a little bit worried about a template free hit team. Honestly, I think free hitting this week is non-template, right? And, you know, I'd be surprised. A free hit is playing 11 players in the space of 1 week who have the best fixtures, right? That's what it is. There's only a small portion of players that tick those boxes. So I wouldn't try to be different within the meta of using a free hit, if that makes sense. I'd just play the free hit and pick the team you think is best. Trust me, the percentage of players that are using their free hit is tiny. It's tiny in comparison to the rest of the game. Trust me, just doing it is a differential in itself. Double Villa defence. This would be my free hit team. We'll just go back to it. That's what I'd pick. If I was on a free hit, that is what I'd pick. Would play Rice over Dango, even though it's Burnley. Interesting. Why would you play Rice over Dango? Could you have a look at my team? I don't know. We're waiting for 300 likes to do public team reviews for the time being. We're on 241. I reckon we can get to 300 likes by the end of the stream and do some more reviews. Yeah. Would play Rice. So we've already read that. Currently 10k in the world, 101st in India. Bench Senesi or Marlon. I think benching Senesi, mate. Sunderland are so good at home. I'd be surprised if Bournemouth got something out of that game. When are you visiting India? I don't know, mate. I don't think I'll ever have enough time. I think in order to make a trip to India worthwhile, I need 3 weeks. And I think, given how everything's going to play out with football in the World Cup this year, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get that. I mean, we'll see. I may be able to go away in June, I guess, after the season finishes. But I don't know if I'm going to get a holiday this year. We'll see. There is a bit of a break in January, isn't there? But I think it's only a week. So I feel like if, as a British person, if I only have a week, I can't really go to India because I need longer than a week to make the most of it, you know? If I did go to India, though, where should I visit? That is the question. Sorry, 2 seconds. Currently 10k. I've already answered that. For the food. Yeah, but where? Where should I go? Should I sell Njai? Well, no. If your comment is you think Njai is good, then you shouldn't sell him. I'm not selling him, mate. I'm not selling him. Dewsbury Hall or Anderson on a free hit. Neither. I wouldn't start either of them on a free hit, mate. If you're free hitting, there is absolutely no way that you should be picking one of those in your midfield. I just think there are far better midfielders. Darjeeling. We'll have a look, mate. You want to get high with black smoke, then go to Delhi. I'm not sure I want to do that, mate, if I'm honest with you. Bulldog, I think, has got to be Foden, hasn't it? Foden's my favourite. I think he's the best. I'm going with Foden. I'm saying Foden. By the way, if anyone's interested, this is what Praz, a very well-respected FPL manager, is doing with his free hit. Interesting that he doesn't have Collins in it. I'm really surprised that he's not gone for Collins. I really like Collins. I'm going to reply. Collins. Enzo or Kudus? Oh, gut feel it's honestly Kudus. I don't like Kudus. Brighton FPL, I'm well, mate. I hope you are too. At the 5.3 price point, though, for mids, you should pick cheaper players in other positions, mate. I just don't feel... I feel like if you're having to start a 5.3 million midfielder on your free hit, you've done something wrong. And to be honest, I think there are probably defenders in the game that are better than those guys, unless these are just someone for your bench. But honestly, Van Dijk on a free hit is wild. You've gone off Brentford defence. Interesting. We'll see if Praz replies to me. See what his thoughts on Collins are. Sorry, I'm pinning that message. Yeah, by the way, if we get to 300 likes on the stream, I will do some more team reviews. And if anyone can help me get to my goal by the end of the year of 20,000 subscribers by hitting subscribe, I'd be very grateful. That'd be amazing if we could do that. Kudus or Semenyo? I'm struggling who to bench. Kudus. How likely do you think a Salah return is? It's more likely than a return for a lot of players, I think. I think a Salah return could possibly be more likely than an Mbumo return. How about that? Oh, Gakpo or Marlon? I wouldn't have either of them, really. I think I'd definitely start a Sunderland defender over Senesi with their home record. I know it's Burnley, so solid fixture, but Brentford were pretty shocking against us. Fair enough. Yeah, I get that, Mohammed, but the thing is with Game Week 17 is that you just don't know if he's going to be fit then. You know, there's so much uncertainty and things that could change between now and Game Week 17 that I don't think, you know what I mean? I don't think scheduling that in is the best idea. It's just my opinion, though. But yeah, I'm not sure it's the best idea. Thoughts on City defenders for long term? I'm not massive on it. I'd still just back Arsenal, to be honest. And cheaper DEFCON defenders, really. Best Gakpo replacement on a free hit. It probably is a defender, to be honest. Maybe Gakpo is the one to go for, though. We'll do some more team reviews if we hit 300 likes, mate. That's the goal. Senesi, Tarkowski, also Njai/Enzo. Senesi/Tarkowski or Njai/Enzo. I'm really confused. Oh, okay. I'd probably start Tarkowski and I'd probably start Iliman and Njai. Mohammed, I can't answer that question really because it entirely depends on your team. I've seen a few shouts for 15. I've seen a few shouts for 16. That could be another time to do it, I guess. Anyone putting Isak on free hit? Haven't seen many. Ekitike, I don't think he's going to play this week. I think Isak's going to play. So he could be a shout, but have you seen enough from Isak to suggest that he's going to score? I'm not sure I have, to be honest with you. We'll go back to my free hit team. Should I transfer out Szoboszlai and for who? If you are you on your free hit? I probably wouldn't sell Szoboszlai this week, to be honest. I think this is the week you want him for. West Ham at home is a good game. This is the week. This is the week for it, mate. Munoz over Gakpo. Potentially. That's what I've gone for. But I would have... I think it's close between those two. Hi, mate. Thoughts on Elliot Anderson? I don't mind him. I have Chelsea, James Chelsea and O'Reilly Man City. Well, you definitely shouldn't take O'Reilly out this week. I mean, he's in my free hit team. This is my free hit team. I'd probably take Reece James out, but I'm not sure if this is the week. In fact, I'm just going to quickly change this graphic a second. Bear with. Bear with. Bear with, ladies and gents. I'm just going to change the graphics a second. There we go. I think that looks a bit better. Be funny if 8 Nori randomly got a start. It would be. I mean, Man U needs to react, absolutely. It didn't have a midweek game. That is true. So I would go Gakpo just for differential reasons. I think Munoz is... Actually, no, he's more owned, isn't he, to be fair, is Munoz. Be funny if 8 Nori randomly got... I've already read that. Cool. Yeah, that was it. That was all the messages, I guess, isn't it? Did 8 Nori not start in the Champions League then? Did he not get a start in the Champions League? Let's have a quick look. Yeah, he did. He did play in the Champions League. Yeah, I think O'Reilly's straight back in the team, to be honest. I'm not sure. I think O'Reilly plays the full game. I think O'Reilly's he's a very 90-minute man, isn't he? Let's just check. Let's just check that. What? Oh, apart from Villa away, very much good minutes. Sorry, you can't see my screen share. Very good minutes apart from Villa away for him, to be fair. Very good minutes. Excuse me, I'm starting to get a little bit tired. I've been live for nearly 3 hours. It's been a long stream, this one. Time has absolutely flown, though. Absolutely flown by. Yeah, midweek 14, fair enough. But then they could just stick... They got Fulham, haven't they? Yes, they could just stick 8 Nori back in for Fulham. I see what you mean, though. Should I get Guardiola over O'Reilly? I still think I prefer O'Reilly. Here's my favourite free hit team. It's got O'Reilly in it. Diaz and Donnarumma are the only nailed ones, except for the fact that Trafford started in the Champions League. I just don't know what's going on with City in terms of nailedness of players. Honestly, I have no idea what to say. I've no idea what to say or think. Excuse me, Brighton FPL have to go to work. Good luck to you too, mate. If Josh King scores against Spurs today, should I eat a full ham? Yeah, you should, mate. What does a full ham look like? Is it a joint? Is it a joint of meat? Is that what a ham is? Yeah, I have to go to Tesco and get a ham, mate. Should I play Enzo or James then for Chelsea? Enzo. Oh, yeah, I'd say Enzo. I don't think they keep a clean sheet. I think Enzo's more likely to score. Yeah, I'd play Enzo, I think. I do wonder what's going to happen in that Chelsea-Arsenal game. Milenkovic on a free hit. You could do worse. I don't love it though. I don't love it. Enzo scored a brace. Well, they were ruled out for offside, weren't they? And I know he scored 2 against Barcelona, but I just think Arsenal are such a good. Honestly, they are levels above any other team, probably in the world defensively at the moment. Are Arsenal? I just think it's the worst fixture you could probably get. Lacroix or Timber for a hit? No. But you go Enzo over James, I think. I just wouldn't get. Just think Arsenal are the best defence in the league, mate. I just think they are. Exactly. So an offside and a handball. I wouldn't get too carried away with the two disallowed goals. They're all flick-ons and stuff, weren't they, from crosses and second balls and whatnot. Nori and O'Reilly played 45 each. Oh, that's a good observation. That is a good observation. Lacroix or Timber for a -4 hit. I don't know, mate. I don't even know if the hit's worth it. It depends who you're selling. I definitely prefer Timber of the two, but I'm not even sure it's worth the transfer, to be honest. Will Richards play? Yeah, almost definitely. Gakpo worth it despite the risk of not starting? Well, he's not in my free hit team. I think this team could have either Munoz or Gakpo in it, though, quite comfortably, either of them, to be honest. Richards or Semenyo, who to bench? I would bench Richards, I think. Looking forward to next week. Is Enzo to Minte or Anderson a good idea now Palmer is back? Yeah, I did Enzo, and I did a couple of transfers in order to get Igor Thiago in. That's what I did this week, because I've had enough of Enzo Fernandez, and I think he's got Arsenal this week. Palmer's is back, and they've got Leeds midweek next week, and I think there could be some rotation for that game for Chelsea. So with all of that in mind, I sold Enzo Fernandez. Whether I come to regret that or not, I don't know, but I sold Enzo Fernandez this week as a result. So you can all laugh at me tomorrow when I react to things if it went right or wrong. I don't really know how it's going to go. Is it better to use a free transfer to go Semenyo to Minte, or is it better to keep Semenyo? I think I just keep Semenyo. I don't mind the Palmer transfer, sure. Yeah. This would be my free hit team, Mr. George Russell. That would be my free hit team, mate. I think I'd have something like that. Don't worry about the bench. The bench is Nugatory, but that'll probably be the team I'd go for. Something like that. I think if you copied that team, you'd struggle to do badly, or at least badly in comparison with everyone else that's free hitting. João Pedro or Caicedo? Well, I think Caicedo probably gets DEFCON, but he could also pick up a booking quite easily, I think, which would put him down to like 3/4 points. I'd probably go Caicedo, to be fair. I'm not sure João Pedro gets anything. Petrovic, Senesi, Timber. I'm really 50-50 on a free hit with that team. I think you could probably stick with that team and not free hit, to be honest. It's just, you need to really think about what your team looks like in future game weeks, to be honest. Who do you think is the best Gabriel replacement if I already have Timber? Yeah, it could well be Saliba, you know. Genuinely, it could be. Or you could go Munoz. You could go Munoz as well. But then there's a risk of rotation, I feel, with Munoz, with Burnley in next week. It's a close one. By the way, I so much prefer a deadline at this time of day. It's great. I'm actually awake for the stream, rather than just getting out of bed and going live straight away. Yeah, that's the comment, isn't it? Crimination. Caicedo has the high floor. Pedro has the higher ceiling. Igor Jesus or Morgan Gibbs-White? I'd probably say Gibbs-White. Gibbs-White is the talisman at the moment, really, isn't he, with no Chris Wood? Does anyone know who is the Forest penalty taker out of those two? Enzo or Xhaka? Oh. I'd actually say Xhaka this week, you know. Why not? It's a bit of fun, isn't it? We'll go back to my actual team. JFT Gunner, I really appreciate that, mate. We're trying, bro. We are trying with this channel. I'm doing all I can for it at the moment, I think. I'm not leaving much on the table. Yeah, by the way, I don't know how many likes are we on. We hit 300? 256. If we hit 300 likes, I'll do another round of team reviews on Twitter. And if you haven't already, I, for one, would really appreciate it if you could subscribe. I'm trying to hit 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We're on 19,538 now, which is incredible. And yeah, if anyone could help me hit that goal, I'd really appreciate it. It'd be amazing to hit that by the end of the year. Right. Gibbs-White penalties. There you go then. Who to bench? Raya, Dubravka, Van der Ven, Virgil, Senesi, Munoz. I don't think Gordon plays. I'd bench Van der Ven and I'd bench Senesi. Yeah. I bench Van der Ven, Senesi and Gordon. With the Pope news, should I just bench him or start and risk if he... Oh, mate, Nick Pope's not going to get subbed on. Well, stranger things have happened, but I think you just start him and see what happens, to be honest. Free hit this week, then wildcard next week, bench boost game week 15, or wildcard this week, bench boost next week, and save the free hit. I'd do the first plan. Why are you playing Timber over Potts? Grandad supports Leeds and we'll be watching the game, but if Foden pops off, I might have to celebrate. I've had him since the burn. Oh, of course, mate, you can celebrate. Hey, who should I pick? Calafiori and Saka or Eze and Timber? Calafiori and Saka. Dude, Eze's been pretty good, hasn't he, to be fair to him? I think Saka takes penalties, though, so I'd always favour the penalty taker. I don't think there's a whole lot to split Calafiori and Timber, in fairness. In fairness. I'm thinking to do Gabriel to O'Reilly this week and upgrade Pope to Raya the week after. Yeah. The thing for me with goalkeepers in FPL at the moment is I've probably worth having Raya in goal, isn't it? It's probably fair to say the separation between Raya and the other goalkeepers in the game is bigger than Arsenal defence and the rest of the defenders in the game. It's probably where I'm at the moment. Saka 4 returns in 26 games. It depends what you class as a return, though, because he's got 3 in 9 this season, 0.56 XGI per 90. He takes penalties, and he's averaging 8.29 DEFCON per game. He's hit DEFCON in 3 of the last 5 fixtures. And if you count 3 points as a non-blank, he's not blank since game week 6. So, just my thoughts. I still think Saka's decent. And I feel like it's not that... I don't even necessarily think Eze's been that much better than Saka in the games. It's just he's kind of been on the end of the chances or shooting positions or whatever. My chip plan, well, this is my last chip. So this is it. Triple captain Haaland. That's it. We're done. But if I was playing a free hit, I'd pick that. Mbeumo or Gakpo. This week, I'd probably say Gakpo. Until game week 16, though, it's probably Mbeumo. I can't think of another good goalkeeper. Well, let's help you with that. Donnarumma. There you go. Donnarumma could be decent. So here's... Hang on. We'll just show you another one with no text. So these are clean sheet odds for the next 5. Arsenal top, Man City second, Liverpool third, Newcastle fourth. You could even go Rob Sanchez. You could go Lamans. You could go Dean Henderson. I'd probably say Donnarumma is the next best thing, really, isn't he? Let's be honest. It's probably Donnarumma, isn't it? Sun's out in Bristol now. I think I'm going to go for a walk after this stream. Nice sunny walk. I'm just going to plug my phone in a second, though. Can you live stream while walking? No, I'm going to have a break if that's all right. I've been live for 3 hours this morning already. Any other game week to triple captain? Yeah, game week 17 is on. Haaland plays West Ham at home that week. It's just like 5 game weeks in advance. You just don't know if he's going to be fit for that game. There could just be so much uncertainty, you know. I don't. I think I'm going to put Lamans and Pope. That's totally pointless. You just want one goalkeeper in Dubravka. You do not want to have a rotation of goalkeepers. They don't score enough points for it to be worth it. I think you pick Raya, you pick Donnarumma, and then you just leave it. I really think that's the best way to go. I really do. Might be boring, but I think it's the best way to play it. Yeah. I wouldn't be getting rid of my Arsenal defenders either. Does your transfer roll? You keep the transfers you had before you did anything this week. That's how it works. You don't gain one, you don't lose one. You just keep what you had, and it resets if you've made any transfers before playing it. It will reset them as well. It will reset them. We're closing in. If we get 31 more likes by the end of the stream, I'll do some more team reviews. We're on 269 likes at the moment. So yeah, if you send me. If you leave me a like rating at 300, I will do some more team reviews, and of course subscribe to the Golden Goal channel if you haven't already. Good luck with the triple captain. I'm a bit jealous, even though I'm free hitting. Fair enough. Awesome stream. Well, thank you, mate. That's very kind of you. Very kind. I appreciate that. Is it okay to have a lot of money? Yeah, I'll go back to my free hit. I've got Salah in it, but honestly, there can be a real temptation to spend all the money on your free hit, if that makes sense. And I just don't necessarily think you need to. So yeah, if you don't want Salah, I would not be worried about having a lot of money in the bank. You almost need to pick your free hit without looking at what players cost. Why Salah? I just think West Ham away is a good fixture, isn't it? Why not? There's not just a shortage, I think, of midfielders in the game, really. But I'm going to triple captain. Stressed about the predicted... Yeah, I agree. I still think this is the week to do it for Haaland, though, to be honest with you. You just don't know what's going to happen in future game weeks. These are his predicted points. Oh, 9.6 against West Ham. I'll be behind the sofa in that one. But I do think it's the week to... If you're not free hitting this week, it's the time to do it, because anything could happen for Haaland between now and then. I really do believe that. Why aren't West Ham doing better with Nuno? I think they just don't have very good defenders. Like, quality of their defence is shocking. I genuinely think Kilman, Mavropanos, they've all been rubbish, and I don't think even Nuno can coach them to be a good defence, to be honest. That's my thoughts on West Ham. Yeah. They're not too bad, are they? What's the table like? Are they in relegation yet? They're not in the relegation zone, to be fair. And they've done better under Nuno. They've won their last 2 wins, 1 draw in their last 3. That's not too bad. Wolves have lost their last 5. Yeah. Not too bad. A better record than Liverpool. Go back to my team, please. What is the fantasy challenge, by the way, this week? Ooh, we're all very zoomed in. Introducing 3 game weeks. Oh, I've got to sign in. Bear with. We're just going to have a look at fantasy challenges there. I've not actually played it yet this season. Plus 1 point for every ball recovery. Interesting. Well, I think I'm going to definitely pick him. Formation. 3-2-1. Can I have that? I can have a 2-2-1. We'll go with that then. Actually, no. Ball recoveries are heavy on the mids, aren't they? Oh, what? There we go. Okay. We're going with a 1. 2-2-1. Goalkeeper. Where is he? Defender. Can only have 1. I'm going to have Collins. Where is he? Where is he? Let's see, Haaland. Caicedo is in. Who else is good for ball recoveries as a defender? Oh, you're not... Should be seeing it. Maybe it is actually. Another defender. Who do I want? Who do I want? Maybe I should actually have one at the back. Can I do that? A 1-2-3, is that a thing? A 1-3-1. Yeah, go on then. Get rid of him. Who else is going to do well for recovery? I'm going to go Enjoy. And then I'm going to go Bruno Fernandes. Because he gets a lot. Yeah, fuck it. We'll go with that. Too many players selected from... We can only have one player per team. Brilliant. Oh, I'll go Martinez then. Save. There we go. And there's my team. Thinking about benching Gahey and Timber and playing Senesi, Richards, O'Reilly. No, I wouldn't bench Timber. I would definitely play Timber over Senesi. And then it's a 50-50 of whether you play Richards or Gahey, I guess. Thoughts on Marlon? Decent. I'm just not 100% sure he gets good enough minutes this week. I think a lot of Aston Villa fans were sort of 50-50 on starting him or on whether they start him or Buendia. So I'm not entirely sure I have a view on that either, really. Oh, nearly there, guys. I'm starting to drop off a little bit because I've been live for 3 hours and 15 minutes now. It's been a long one. Bristol City play at 12:30 as well today. I have to crack that on. Yeah, that would be my thoughts on Marlon. I'm just not 100% sure about his minutes. And I'll be honest, I don't know how much I actually like him. I'm not sure I rate him that much, to be honest with you. Is Rodgers best Villa mid on free hit? Probably, yeah. Thoughts on Roofs? Yeah, he's not bad this week. True Fair? No, I wouldn't have him this week. Would not have him this week. I don't really rate True Fair. He doesn't get the DEFCON. He doesn't do DEFCON, and he doesn't have very high odds of a clean sheet, in my opinion. That would be my view. Bruno, Njai, Szoboszlai. I like Bruno, I like Njai, and I like Szoboszlai, but I only really like Szoboszlai this week. Alright, you're talking to me about my team. I've already done my team. Calafiori or Timber? The one I've got, mate. The one I've got. I had choice between the two and I picked Timber, so yeah, Timber for me. His XGI this season, expected goal involvements are pretty crazy, to be fair. Should I get Gu to Thiago to cover? Yes, I like that. I like that a lot. I like Thiago. Thiago for Gu, definitely if you can afford it. I really like Igor Thiago this week, mate. I think he's mega. So if you can afford to do it, I definitely would. I'm free hitting in 15. Do you think that's risky? Yeah, probably. Although I do think rotation will probably happen in Game Week 14, to be honest. I think if you're worried about rotation, though, you do it this week, really. Martinez plus Collins or Kelleher plus Cash. I like Martinez and Collins. I need a midfield for my free hit. Already got, that is your midfield, mate. This is the free hit team I would have. I wouldn't worry about spending all the money, Daniel. Don't stress about spending all the money. This is the free hit team I'd pick. You've got Dango, I've got Sharda. Very little in it between the two. This is the team I'd pick, I think. Nothing crazy. Is Krupi Jr. to Thiago for a -4 worth it? Could be. It depends who else you have to play, I think. But I don't hate it. I don't hate it. But then Thiago does have Arsenal next week, is the only problem with picking him. But then after that, he's got Tottenham. So the games after Arsenal are fine. Tottenham, Leeds, Wolves, they're good games, in my opinion. Should I triple captain Haaland? I'm doing it, mate. Oh, I hit my mic. Sorry, guys. I was going to shake your hand. Fellow Haaland triple captainer. I'm not sure we're going to get the 300 likes for the team reviews, but if anyone still hasn't left a like rating on the stream, we're 22 away from me doing some more team reviews before we finish. So if you haven't already, please do leave a like rating. Start Mateta or Gakpo. Gakpo, I think. The only real difference is Munoz, yeah. Why Collins and not Van der Berg? Well, Collins is better for attacking returns and DEFCON. That's why. Simple, really. Yeah, I think Collins is the target for set pieces, long throws, all of that. And he's good for DEFCON. So that's why I do that. I think Collins is the best Brentford defender. Me too, I'm triple captainer of Haaland. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Bench Enzo for Minte. Yeah, you probably should, given the fixtures. You can see my rank. I'm not hiding it. Didn't go great last week on my free hit. Bench 1, Tarkowski or Senesi. Senesi, I think. Probably do Senesi. Play Tarkowski. I don't really... I'm reluctantly playing Senesi this week. I'm not his biggest fan. I just worry that I think that Sunderland game for them is really, really tough, isn't it? I think, ladies and gentlemen, considering the day that I have ahead, I might end the stream there if that's all right, because I've got so much to do, and I've got to watch my team and analyse the Bristol City game at 12:30, and I need to go for a walk, have a little bit of a break, because I've been live for 3 hours and 21 minutes. It's been a long one. But I hope everyone's enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed going live. We hit ridiculous numbers on this stream today, so I'm very grateful. If you could leave a like rating on your way out, I'd really appreciate that. And subscribe if you haven't already to the Golden Goal channel. We've done well on our quest to 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I think we've got a good chance of doing it. I really do. We got another deadline this week. Plenty more to go until Christmas. We'll see if we can do it before Christmas. I think there's every possibility that could happen. So, yeah, I wish everyone all the very best for the game week. And I'll see you. I'll have a video out tonight. Of course I will. I always do. What time's the final game tonight? Okay. I'll have a video out tonight then. And I'll see you later.